Hello and welcome. Kerry here from Homestead How, along with Alia.
Hello.
This is going to be fun. So we're going to
This
do a
is
little live
great.
stream. So we're streaming on Homestead How, and we're streaming on your channel at the same time, right?
Yeah, that's right. And also Facebook, on my
Yeah,
Facebook.
likewise. I just
Yeah, okay,
recently
good.
started doing that too.
Yeah, it's a whole different set of people.
Right. Yeah. So maybe for those on my channel that aren't familiar with you, Alia, would you mind giving a
Sure.
little intro?
Sure. My name's Alia. I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois, and frequented many times Wisconsin in my youth. But I currently live in Colombia in South America. I have two kids, 5 and 7. Thinking about a third, but that's an uphill battle right now. And let me see what else. I started the carnivore diet a couple months ago, and it's been pretty freaking amazing. So what's funny about that, I will just add, is that I've always been interested in doing YouTube, but I was never like excited enough to do anything like stick to it. And I decided the day I started carnivore to just document my YouTube journey, my carnivore journey. And so the day I started carnivore, I started a YouTube channel. And that's been kind
Awesome.
of fun also. That's been a lot of fun. I met so many awesome people like you, like Dave Mack, like Kip. And it's been really awesome.
That's
That's
so
my
cool.
short intro.
Yeah, that's great. The YouTube thing is good because I keep encouraging people to do it. It's good to keep yourself accountable. My daughter Emma was really close to doing a YouTube channel, but she did one a few years ago, and she's like, "I don't want to do that again, Dad. I'm just going to put it all on your channel." So,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, so I guess for people that aren't familiar with me, my name's Carrie, and I've been doing carnivore around the same time you have, Alia.
Right.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm going to keep calling you Alia instead of Alia.
It's it's okay. I'm used to it.
I'll just call you A. Uh,
Hey, or Ollie. People used to call me Ollie in Chicago.
Nice. So you're a little bit before me. I started March 20th. I keep going by days. I'm on day 120. I have this app that tracks it by days, and I've been doing
Oh.
lion diet for 32 days.
Hmm.
And yeah, carnivore has been amazing for me as well. Lost a bunch of weight, but many
Right.
other things beyond the scale, I guess, have happened as
Hmm.
well. I had really bad arthritis in my foot and back and elbows, and that's all gone. Sleep has been just amazing on
Oh
carnivore.
yeah.
Depression, anxiety. I had a ton of pills I was on for many, many years. IBS, which I think was when you've had as well.
Hmm.
Heartburn. And the more I list stuff, and then I keep remembering more things like, oh, wait, I had that issue too. Every one of those things are gone now on carnivore. And I
It's
try not to be the
crazy.
carnivore hype man. People are always saying you're the Billy Mays of carnivore, but I'm just being honest. It's really good. It is unbelievable. I would be like, he's hyping it up too, but I have all the pills to prove it. I even have all the doctor
Right.
visits and everything to to show it. Uh,
Sure.
yeah, and then I guess the last thing about me is my family's coming on board with me now too. So my daughter Emma did a
Awesome.
long time ago. She fell off for a little bit. She's back on it now, and my daughter Lily's been on it for quite a while and had some really good success with some skin issues she's had, mood issues, all sorts of things. And then my wife started. She's on. I think she's on day 8 now. Crazy.
Oh yeah. I was
Day 9.
day 9. I just watched a short. It was day 9.
You watched it before me. I didn't catch that one yet. Yeah, she's on day 9, and it's pretty awesome because it took her 110 days. I wasn't pushing her at all. I'm just like, you should probably, well, maybe.
Hmm.
Like, she was just seeing my results and Emma's results, but she was a vegetarian for many years and decided to switch over, which is a big change, obviously.
Sure.
I took her
Yeah.
out to my favorite steak place yesterday, and she seemed to like it. But now I'm like, you do know that it's not going to all be this good, right? Steak is always
Oh
good,
yeah.
but like
Oh,
this
it
was
is.
the nicest place to go. But
Steak is always good.
yeah, and I'm actually in. For those that don't know, I'm in the basement of a movie theater now. My wife and girls and I purchased our small town movie theater. It's been almost a year now. In September, it'll be a year. So if you hear a bunch of explosions in the background, it's just a Mission Impossible movie playing above my head right now. Nothing to worry about. So
I haven't heard any explosions yet, so I think we're good. We're good.
awesome. It's crazy because I can hear them through those headphones. Like,
Oh, that's so funny.
it's really
That's
loud,
really
but my mic's pretty dialed in, so I think we'll be all right.
okay. Good. I
All
didn't
right.
say any of my success stories. I figured maybe we'll talk about that at some point.
Yeah.
Unless you want me to try to do that now,
Yeah,
or should
yeah, I
we
was
keep
gonna
it
ask you
quiet?
'cause I was watching one of your videos, you did your I think it was your 4.5 month update,
Yeah.
and I was watching that, and I'm like, "Wow, you" I keep hearing it when I talk to carnivores, lots of similar issues, but yeah, go ahead.
Sure. So, let's go back like 5 years, 6 years. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I had heard people, maybe I heard about it before, but I heard about keto. I'm like, oh, this is how I'm going to lose some weight. I'm going to do keto once my daughter's born because I was pregnant at the time and I couldn't really eat much of anything. I think I started trying to eat a little bit healthier. That's a whole different story. But so then I got off and I started eating vegetables more than I had in my entire life, but vegetables with like lean chicken. And that was really hard to stick to. That was like crazy hard to stick to. Maybe I lost a few pounds here or there. But um, between pregnant and moving to South America, I developed like what I consider IBS, but that should have like resolved itself in the last 6 years, like getting used to food here. And I'd eaten so many vegetables and my diet wasn't good. I would always, because I couldn't stick to how I was doing keto, I would just always fall back onto the carbohydrates. And also, I think even when I was really clean, that when my stomach would be upset and I would have like these bouts of diarrhea, I'd want to eat carbohydrates. It was just really weird. So this went on for approximately 5 or 6 years. Frequent diarrhea. Sorry, everyone in the chat and everyone listening. Yes, we talk a lot about poop.
Right.
um, so let's say so between that and my weight had gotten up to, it wasn't my heaviest. My heaviest was about maybe 215 or 220, and that was about 11 months after my son was born. But this time it got up to almost 210, and I was not happy with how it looked. I don't say I was depressed, but I was definitely like, what I think I said this in my video. I was unhappy that I was unhappy. I was unhappy that I wasn't happy like I used to be. And I didn't think carnivore would have anything to do with that, but I was definitely like very not happy about my weight. You can ask my husband sometime if I can ever get him on one of these, how much I would cry about my weight. So the weight and the IBS, I was just done. And I've been listening to Dr. Barry and Dr. Chafee, but more at that point, a lot of Dr. Barry. And I finally convinced myself to start. And I was just like, that's it. So within like a week, I think all of my symptoms of IBS went away in one
Mm.
week. 1 week of just eating animal products. That's so crazy after like 6 years of being bloated, stomach hurting, stomach cramping, you name it, nauseated. I will say that sometimes if I've overdone it on the pork belly, I have felt nauseated. Like if you eat too much fat, you will feel a little nauseous. But all of these problems were years. So it's crazy that it handled so fast. Um, yeah, the point of unhappy that I was unhappy, I was like, wait, and it being so stressed and like anxiety, not, you have to understand that I don't believe in these labels. It's just the words that we use, you understand? And I do believe that there is the thing called depression, but I've never been myself diagnosed with any of these things. So let's just say I was like stressed or anxious or worried about things needlessly, and my mind was
Mm.
always like vibrating with these things rolling around, right? And that just seemed to have calmed down so much. um these things, like, how do I explain this? These things just like resolve. So you um so fast when you're eating this way. Another thing I talk about a lot is endometriosis. I was never diagnosed with that. It's very hard to actually get diagnosed. And any women in the chat might know this. And I wanted to bring this up specifically because I was listening to a video where you said you had kidney stones, and that's super painful. And I've never had one, but someone commented on my channel on one of my videos about endometriosis, which is like inflammation and growing out of control, this lining in your uterus, and it sticks itself all over the place. And it creates this terrible menstrual cycle. And I'm way under explaining it, but that's just the gist of it. So someone commented they'd rather have another kidney stone than endometriosis.
Mm.
My
Wow.
channel. So I was like, oh wow. And someone just said, Judy just said I can relate. She can relate to that. So I'm bringing this up because this is like a terrible thing I experienced. It does change for most women after they have kids, but still menstrual cycles can be super annoying. And then 3 weeks into carnivore, my cycle showed up and it was like I felt no pain, no cramping, nothing. I felt nothing. Now I'm not saying it's been perfect every time since then, but just that moment of feeling no pain, nothing, no like crazy menstrual cycle. You've got 4 girls in your house. You have to understand
I
what
was
I'm
just gonna
talking
say when you
about.
said the endometriosis, I was gonna say and the tough menstrual cycles, I could totally relate to that
Yeah.
on many
Oh my
levels.
God.
No, but seriously, I can because it's interesting. My daughter Lily, who had the open heart surgery and the blood clots, she has, or they think she has, like you said, it's hard to diagnose
Mhm.
endometriosis as well.
Yeah.
And she's always had very horrible menstrual cycles. In fact, when she was uh, 14 or 15, we the doctor said, "Oh, this is like a common thing. We can give her birth control pills, and
Right.
it's going to
I
help
did
with
that.
that."
Terrible. I did that, but it does help. It does help,
Well,
but it doesn't help. It causes other problems.
it definitely causes other problems. In fact, so the Carnivore Diet documentary I'm working on, we're gonna talk about that a little bit in it, but
Great.
Lily went on the birth control pills and which was just crazy to me. I'm like, she's 14, 15 years old.
Mhm.
And then they said to her, like, there can be some side effects. One of them is blood clots, but it's really rare. And then, yeah, long story short, right at the beginning of COVID, she passed out in her house
Oh,
and
wow.
her lips turned purple, her face was white, and she had like no blood pressure. Her oxygen saturation was like non-existent. This was like the first weeks of COVID when there was just hysteria going on. And we were like, oh my God, she's like dying of COVID or something. Like, what's going on? She ended up getting airlifted uh to the hospital and she made it, she's fine, but in retrospect it was all from the birth control pills she was on,
Right.
which now in further retrospect I really honestly believe she maybe wouldn't have needed if she was eating the proper human diet and was not having such bad menstrual cycles because of
Right.
the garbage food she's eating. So
Right.
sorry to put a big downer on the conversation, but
No, no, but it's so true. Like I want to point out somebody asked something here. So we will come back to Denzel. Thank you. I did see your communication at 7:23, but I want to finish this little conversation for a second because I think it's so important. Um yeah, I was terrorized for years. That's the best word I can think of right now. But so to have nothing, I had the what do you say, a carnivore epiphany. We're not supposed to be in pain. Like
right.
chronic pain or pain that comes cyclically is not normal, and yet
Mhm.
we think it's so normal, but it's not. Uh, and also, like I had chronic back pain, and that went away in like 12 days. Chronic,
Same.
when I mean like chronic back and shoulder pain for like 20 years, I think. I remember it starting in my 20s, also related to my menstrual cycle, but then it just became more and more chronic. And what's funny is this weekend we went to like a food fair, and I'm like, okay, I'm only going to eat cheese. So I ate a little cheese, a little salami. My kids got all carved up. Bad idea. The next day, my son's like, my stomach hurts. I'm like, no wonder
Yeah.
with all the free food. So between that and like a few other random things, like I had some salsa. Today I woke up and I'm like, oh, back pain. I remember what inflammation feels like. This sucks.
Right. Yeah, it's
Oh,
crazy. The pain isn't natural. My
yeah.
other epiphany was, these unexplainable health things that so many people are just like, "Well, that's unexplainable." Like,
Mhm.
my brother-in-law was here. He's not watching this, so I don't care. I kinda wish he would watch it, but he doesn't listen to me, but he's been having skin issues and arthritis for years and years and years. He's a perfect candidate for carnivore. He
Mhm.
has this thing, like skin just missing from his arm. I was like, do you really think that that's just normal? And he's like, yeah, I don't know what it's from. I'm like, it's from what you're eating. It's just from what you're eating. I'm like, I told him, I said, you put up $1, I'll put up $100 if I'm wrong. If you just cut out some of those, just do an elimination diet for like a
Mhm.
week. I bet you that'll start clearing up. But I had so many things like that too, where it's just like, well, we don't know why you have that issue, and they're all gone on carnivore now. So I'm like, I know why I had it now in retrospect. It's just the
Right.
garbage I was eating and inflammation.
And you just think it's normal. I
Mhm.
remember a couple years ago, a friend on Facebook is like, "I'm 30 now. My back hurts. Is this happening forever?" And I'm like, "Yes, it is. Your back pain is there forever." I wish I knew. I wish I knew.
Yeah.
So because I just want to see this guy Denzel at 7:23 because he had a question and then he asked how I didn't we didn't acknowledge it. So I want to just do
Oh,
that
sure.
really quick.
Let me see here. 723.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's see. Chicago here. I'm 392 pounds. I've been eating a lot of plant-based products for the last 3 months. It has turned my stomach upside down. Any thoughts?
I have thoughts. Stop
Yeah.
eating the plant-based food.
Right.
Start
That's what I
eating
was.
meat and cows. Start eating cows. Start eating lamb. You're in Chicago, go find a very good Greek restaurant, get some euros. Don't eat anything but the meat. Eat the meat.
Yeah.
They have
Some
very good
good
lamb.
steaks in Chicago too.
Oh yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know. I didn't eat them when I was in Chicago. I ate too much pizza. Pizza and McDonald's, but no, plant-based foods will do that to you. It did it to me for years, and I even after I heard about the carnivore diet a couple years ago, I was adamant that I still need to keep eating the plants. But
Mhm.
if you just take them out, it's going to help a lot. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree 100%. And I don't know, Ali, if you had this happen to you too, but since I've been doing carnivore for 120 days now, one of the big comments I keep getting from people is, well, the same thing would have happened for you if you just ate plants and vegetables and cut out all of the processed stuff. And my argument is I probably would have had a lot of improvements getting rid of the sugar and the processed stuff. But before doing carnivore, I was also on and off keto for years. And the last year that I did keto, I was very strict. And it was kind of how you described your diet. It was just a bunch of vegetables. I have a huge salad for lunch, lots of veg, big salad for dinner. I would usually have low carb vegetables like broccoli or, the green ones, asparagus,
Hmm.
Brussels sprouts, and then a little bit of protein. But if you look at the totality of my diet before, it was like almost all plants, and I felt horrible. I did
Hmm.
that for like a year, and I was so strict. I wasn't cheating or anything, and I wasn't losing weight, but I had the elbow pain, the lower back pain you described. I had that.
Hmm.
I had the IBS nonstop, like stomach just constantly gurgling and bubbling and bloated all the time. And then the foot pain was the worst one. And the diet I was on most strictly was that. It was pretty much just plants. When I got this horrible arthritis in my foot, I had it for 18 months. I could barely walk on my foot last year. All of that's gone on carnivore. So it's yeah, just stop doing the plants. Try it once. Try it.
Yeah.
And if it's hard for you to stomach, no pun intended, I always tell people this. It's tough. Like I thought carnivore was absolutely insane. I'm just going to eat meat forever. This is nuts. There's no way. But how I convinced myself, and this is the truth, is this is just an elimination diet. I'm not eating meat for 30 days. I'm going to eliminate all of this crap. You are what you eat. I'm eating a lot of weird stuff, or even like the vegetables and stuff like Dr. Anthony Chaffee talks about with the toxins and stuff in it.
Hmm.
Eliminate everything as much as possible as you can. You get down to just meat basically, and then see how you feel. So
Right.
it's a little easier to take when you think about it that way. But
Yeah, and you got to stick to like fatty meats. You can't eat the lean meats. You can't do the chicken
mhm.
breast. You're gonna feel like poop. You need
Yes,
to eat the fat. And my other thing I want to say about this, like I did a lot of research. Go check out Dr. Barry, Dr. Chafee. Listen, just binge those videos and get a good understanding for yourself on how to eat the proper human diet, and that should help a lot. Okay, so I just want to interject something here. I think
sure.
our body like gives us all these red flags, and we're just kind of dumb not listening to them, like, or we just think it's normal. So first, I want to say I was a smoker for like 17 years. I never did I smoked cigarettes. I never did like I never was big on alcohol and definitely not street drugs, whatever. What do they call them? Recreational drugs. I was
Right.
never into any of that. So, but I did smoke. And when I would smoke, and my diet was whatever it was when I was in my teens and 20s, but I stank to high hell. I smelled so bad, but not just my breath, not just my clothes, which stink of cigarette smoke, but my BO was really bad.
Mm,
And so then what enabled me to quit smoking was being pregnant. I saw a pregnancy test. I quit smoking that day, cold turkey, after 17 years. So then a couple weeks in the carnivore, I'm like, wait, I don't smell bad anymore, like at
yeah.
all. Obviously, not being a smoker, I smelled different, but I am like, wait, I don't have any stench. I actually smell fine. I actually smell good. I will put deodorant on if we go like out somewhere, just in case, but I don't even think I need to do that. And I don't wear deodorant. So the reason I'm bringing this up is we're not supposed to smell bad.
Mhm.
It's a red flag if you smell bad. If you have BO, it's not normal. And it's
Mm,
another thing that we think is normal as human beings. Oh, because there's shelves of deodorant at the grocery store. So you're
mhm.
supposed to buy the deodorant and you're going to stink as soon as you're 13 years old or hit puberty or whatever, but it's just not true.
Right. You're
You
so
learn.
right. It's crazy too because it sounds like crazy talk because we're so accustomed to putting it on. But you're right. On carnivore, I don't get the body odor anymore.
Right.
But before this, if you would have said, oh, you don't have to wear deodorant, I'm like, you're crazy. This is nuts. But
Yeah.
it's right too, and you use the right word. This was my other recent carnivore epiphany was I feel like now after 120 days, I'm finally feeling like a natural human is supposed to feel. And my entire life up to this point, I've never experienced what that is. It
Oh,
wasn't normal for me to be sweating and smelling, like you said. It wasn't
yeah.
normal for me to be constantly anxious about everything. Like, oh, it
Ugh,
was just worrying about stupid stuff all the time.
right.
Wasn't normal for my stomach to be gurgling and bubbling all the time. And it wasn't normal to have that horrible brain fog, which became normal
Mhm.
because you do that for years and years and years. The bad
Yeah,
sleep too, that wasn't normal, but you get bad sleep for a month, a year, a couple of years, and then it's just normal. You're walking around like a zombie forever. You don't know what it's like anymore to not
totally.
feel that. So everything. So being the human in the natural state, I think should be everybody's goal because it is freaking
Right.
amazing. It is so nice feeling this way. And
Right.
natural is a good word because it's like you said, every time we stray away from natural as humans, even deodorant, when you really think about it, there's some crazy stuff in deodorant. There's like
Totally.
aluminum and stuff in
Yeah.
it. It's pretty far away from natural. Like, what did people do back in the day before that was even invented? Um,
Right.
the energy drinks that aren't natural, cigarettes. There's like, I mean, there's like a million
Right.
things. It's like every time the less natural something is, it's like way worse it is for us. But there's so many
Totally.
things that are unnatural in this world now that are just they're so normalized. Sugar being the biggest of all of them.
It's the worst drug. The worst drug because everyone's addicted to it. I will say
Mhm.
I am addicted to coffee and I need to figure out I know in my heart of hearts I have to get unaddicted to coffee and that's my last addiction I'm going to overcome at some point. But no, sugar's the worst. Everyone's addicted to it. You taste
Mhm.
it and your brain just like lights up. But I didn't watch your I saw your short where you said like the carnivore high and I didn't watch it and I will watch it, but uh no. This is the high people think they're going to get from these addictive substances. I remember just one day, like maybe a month into carnivore, I took a bite of a juicy fat piece of steak and my mind just like lit up and everything like was so much brighter all of a sudden. And I don't feel that way every time I eat a piece of steak, but I will remember that feeling forever because I'm like, this is what people who are trying to get high are trying to experience, but it's the exact opposite of what they're getting.
Right. It's so funny, man, our story's so similar, we started at the same time.
Yeah.
I've had that happen once or twice as well, in fact, but I didn't eat, that was the weird thing. I was driving in the car, I pulled over, I actually did a short, I was like, "I gotta record this," and, I was like, "I just feel euphoric, just this
Mhm.
overwhelming happiness for no reason whatsoever that has
Oh,
definitely never happened in my entire life," and I was just driving in the car, I think that was, like, around day 50 on Carnivore or something,
that's
but
awesome. We all need
yeah.
to feel like this all the time. People need to feel what it feels like to not be uh uh poisoning yourself, every day because we've been so miseducated.
Yeah.
You have a super chat, I believe.
Oh, let's see here.
Yeah.
What do we have? Jonah Oliver, $10
Aw.
for the Carnivore movie. Thank you for your inspiration. Oh, thank you so much. I'm just gonna throw this up here real quick. If some people aren't familiar yet, probably all are. I'm putting together a carnivore diet documentary. The website's carnivoredietmovie.com. If you want to participate, we're gonna try to follow people over the course of 1 year doing the carnivore diet, but not just for obesity, for a lot of these other things Ali and I are talking about:
Yeah.
depression, anxiety, IBS, stomach issues, and we want to see how they do over the course of the year. The whole purpose of this was I did my 30-day update video. Jeez, it's coming up 90 days ago. And that was going to be my one video on carnivore. I do
Ah,
homesteading videos for years now, but it just went nuts for some reason. And I've had so many, I can't imagine what Dr. Barry gets. I've had so many inspirational comments from people that they're like, I saw that video. It finally convinced me to start carnivore and it's completely changed my whole life. And now I've just been getting more and more of these comments all the time. So I'm like, I want to reach more people. I wish,
mhm.
like you, I'm sure, I wish I knew about this 20 years ago. Could you
Yeah.
imagine how different our lives would be if we knew about this 20 years ago?
Yeah,
I can't even,
it's
it's hard to think
crazy.
about. So that's why I'm doing this carnivore diet documentary. I want to reach people. I think we're reaching a ton of people on YouTube, but I think there's millions of people we can reach if we could
Mhm.
get on a streaming service. And so we're crowdfunding this. I've actually filmed. We just uh, purchased the cinema grade Netflix camera. Netflix requires this certain camera that's nicer than more, but I have a bunch of video experience. I've been doing video work for years now. And so we're really excited to get started. And Dr. Anthony Chafee's on board, and a bunch of carnivore success stories like Sean from Intentional Carnivore and Dante from Frigno Freedom have agreed to be a part of it. Amanda from Carnivorous Me. And the
That's
really
awesome.
cool thing that just recently happened was Dr. Barry is going to be on my channel, which Alia, you mentioned Dr. Barry. Dr.
Mhm.
Barry, I start tearing up. I don't know. I'm more emotional on carnivore or something. I'm more in touch. I just start choking up talking about Dr. Barry because all those doctors are great. Dr. Chafee's amazing as well.
Mhm.
But for me, I learned about carnivore through Dante from Frigno Freedom. I was like, this is insane. This is nuts, but I'm intrigued, but I'm never going to do this. And then I
Mhm.
watched probably 50 hours worth of Dr. Barry videos and read all of his comments. He just happened to be the first one I found, and he really resonated with me, and I just kind of stuck with him. But if
Right.
not for him, if not for Dr. Barry and Dr. Chafee and all these good doctors putting the truth out there, I don't know that I would have started, because I'm like, this is just absolutely insane. So anyways, I'm looking forward to it. That's next week. I'm probably gonna choke up on the thing and just be sitting there like a deer in the
Aw,
headlights.
you'll be
I was
great.
saying, like, if I could meet anyone in the whole world and pick anyone, it would be Dr. Barry for sure. I don't know
Mm,
anyone, like, if you really think about it, how many lives he's helped change and reverse. That's what convinced me to start carnivore, was his type 2 diabetes video he did that has 1,000 comments, and every other comment is, Dr. Barry, you saved my life. Dr. Barry, you've given me what 10 years of going to another doctor wouldn't tell me in 10 minutes, and my life has changed forever. I I I can't imagine how many lives that man has changed. It's just amazing. So
so
anyhow,
many.
thank you so much, Jonah, for that. Every penny that I get from those super chats goes towards the Carnivore Diet documentary. I'm not making any money on it. Super chats, if people join my channel, if they donate and GoFundMe, every single penny. In fact, I already spent most of those pennies on the camera, but that's a huge milestone because now we can actually start filming,
That's
and
awesome.
so we're super excited about that. So
How much money do you think you need as a budget? Am I allowed to ask that question?
you're allowed to ask anything. I'm an open
Okay.
book. I
Okay.
don't, so I've done a ton of video work over the years. My wife and I have filmed like 1,000 videos for Amazon products. Doing a documentary is a whole new ballpark, but I have some really good people in my corner. I have Chad, a documentary filmmaker from the BBC, who's a carnivore. He
Oh,
came and sat
wow.
right here and gave me some of the best advice. And I have a call with him coming up. The budget, like, I'm going to make, I'm on a mission. I am on a mission. This is going to happen no matter what. I have the money now for the camera. So we raised a little over $6,000 so far. A lot of that
Great.
went to the camera, and I took a lot of it out of my own pocket too, which I'm happy to do. I'm totally dedicated to this. Next up, we're going to need money for traveling around to interview all these people.
Right.
In a perfect world, it's a hard question to answer, because it's like, in a perfect world, like a normal person, they would hire a crew,
Right.
rent the crew out, and that would cost me probably 2 days to have a crew. Would probably cost me what the $7,000 camera costed.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm gonna film it myself. I have the video experience. I know how to do it, and my girls, Emma in particular, has filmed a ton of videos with me, so she's probably gonna be my assistant, the assistant
Oh, great.
director. Uh, but we still need money for travel, and then we still need money because there's infographics and some
Right.
animations and things in there. So um, I put a when I started the GoFundMe, I put $50,000, and we broke over 5,000, which still a long way to go. But then today I was just thinking about, I'm like, hey, we were at 10% already, and the numbers are going up. So it's
Awesome.
like it seems to be growing. So we're going to get there. And like I said, if we don't get there, I'm going to just get in my car and I'm going to drive down to Dr. Barry's house, if you'll have me, with the pull up there with Emma and my camera. We're going to get it done no matter what. I'm not going to be limited and be like, well, we have to hire a crew. That's the only way we can do it.
Right. You
I
have
have
your
all of the
experience.
other audio equipment and everything in order to do it. The cool thing with the camera too was I've been using this almost the exact same camera for like 5 years now for my business and YouTube. It's an extraordinary camera, but the one Netflix wants is like a notch larger than mine, and they will accept
Oh,
nothing
man.
under it. But I have all the lenses, and I have all the batteries, and I have the backdrops and the cinema rig and all of the attachments and everything. So yeah, it's really good. So we got a couple other super chats in here
Yeah.
already. Carnivore Werewolf, towards your carnivore diet. Oh, thank you so much. I
Aw.
really appreciate that. Another $10. Thank you. Steven Renner, 5 months in 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 100 carnivore, started at 336 down to
Wow.
265. Here's $5 for the movie.
That's
Thank you so
awesome.
much.
That's
That is
awesome.
so cool. Those when I hear those things, Ollie, it's always the weight ones too. It's so inspirational. It's like an energy
Right.
boost every single time. I've been getting more and more
Sure.
comments like that. I had one yesterday from a guy. It kind of broke my heart. He's 700 pounds.
Oh.
He's in Alaska, and he said he just watched like 2 days worth of carnivore videos, and he's thinking about trying it. He's like, "I'm gonna be dead in like a year or 2 if I don't do
Mhm.
something." And
Mhm.
the saddest part was he was just casually writing this. He's like, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, I haven't even left the house in 4 years. I'm just sitting here looking out a window for 4 years." I'm like, "Oh my goodness."
Oh, wow. He
I was
needs to
like, "Talk
start
to me,
right
call
now.
me, like, let's
Yeah.
talk. How can I help you in any way possible?" Because
Oh.
he was actually talking about, well, maybe I could document this because he's on disability. He has a limited income. He's like,
Mhm.
I don't know how I'm gonna afford to eat this way or whatever. That's a whole other story because I think carnivore
Sure.
is cheaper than a lot of people think. But
Yeah, it is.
I was like, man, if you started a YouTube channel, I will help you any way I can because I'm sure the carnivore community is awesome. People would like this that are chipping in $5 here, $10 here. I would chip in a whole bunch to hook this guy up if he really wanted to commit to it and get started. But sorry. Anyways,
It's
I
totally
I
fine.
gotta
That's a
reel
great
me in. I get
story.
way off
Oh,
track
yeah.
sometime. Thank you,
No, it's
Mel in
okay.
Arizona, $5. Totally appreciate all the super chats. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
awesome. Oh, how many? Okay, so I want to do some math. So I did a little donation today. Also, I did it on your website. I didn't even think of doing it as a super chat. That would have been smart. Um, how many people are watching right now?
I've got 289 right here.
289. So look, if 289 people each to $25, I'm not saying you have to. And Carrie, I didn't talk about this at all. I just used to do fundraising. Okay. So
Yeah.
289 people times $25, Carrie would make $7,000 tonight for his documentary
I would
that
be
we
in
all want to help contribute to. No pressure. I'm just stating facts of dollar amounts.
No, that's awesome. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah, you're
seriously,
welcome.
if that happened too, I would be in my car tomorrow because I'm like ready. I have the whole documentary. It's not done, but it's very well planned out, and I've already got a couple things ready to film. Like, um, the goal is to follow new people for 1 year, but
Okay.
Sean from Intentional Carnivore, who most of us here know, who lost 245 pounds in 1 year, I definitely want to show his story in the documentary.
Right.
So it's like I'd be knocking on
That's
Sean's
crazy.
door tomorrow as soon as we can get the funds up to make all that happen. But yeah,
Yeah.
Alia, we're gonna have you come on board too with this thing.
Oh,
I
I
was
would
gonna
love to. I would love to. Absolutely. Because my story is a little bit different and maybe it resonates because I started at 210. I'm 5'4". Apparently my ideal weight is 120 pounds, which I think is a joke. I think I would have no feminine features left if I did that. But I have a thyroid issue. I was diagnosed after my son was born, and it so the weight will pack on really easily, but it comes off kind of slowly. Like I'm down 28 pounds, and I consider that a miracle, and I am so happy. And even though it's 20 pounds, it's not hundreds of pounds, and I would still like to lose like another 30 or 40. But what if I heal my thyroid? That's
right.
what you know what I mean? And okay, so this is really stupid. One example, okay, I'm being very vain right now, but look at my eyebrows. Okay, thyroid, when you have thyroid conditions, your eyebrows like they go away and they look really thin. So my eyebrows are looking a little bit better. And I noticed that a couple days ago. I'm like, oh, this must be an indicator of the reversal of the condition. Also, ladies, if you have thyroid problems, your hormones are out of control, do carnivore diet. It will improve your hormones and your sex drive. There you go. No, but that's also an indicator of the thyroid condition, like reversing, like when your hormones are balancing. And I talk about this a lot, and I think people think I'm ridiculous that I bring it up, but no, it's important. We're human beings, and we're supposed to enjoy all aspects of life. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
and on the endometriosis side too, like I said,
yeah,
I want that to be a big part of the documentary because my daughter
sure.
Lily has that after having a
Hmm.
million other issues. And I kind of glazed over it, but Lily has told me on no uncertain terms how incredibly painful that has been for her
Hmm.
entire time. And it's
Hmm.
hard for me. Obviously, I can't relate, but
Just
uh,
know that somebody would rather have a kidney stone than endometriosis.
that puts it into perspective. I've had
Yeah.
2 of them, and it was, yeah, the worst pain ever. But I definitely want to cover that. And then the hormonal side of it, and like you said, not having the pain and the symptoms during
Mhm.
menstrual cycles. I've heard the same thing. I interviewed Anita from Ketogenic Woman, and she said
Mhm.
going through menopause on the opposite end of the
Mhm.
spectrum,
Mhm.
same thing for her. All of her people, her friends, were having they're on all this medication, they're having all these problems with menopause. Perfectly fine with her. It's like that's like a huge thing. I don't know how many people when Lily had her issues,
Mhm.
and it was just the worst decision ever to put her on the birth control pills, but we didn't know
Sure.
any better then, and the doctors were like,
Right.
"Oh, it's happening for all these kids," and then we did the research, and it was like, wow, it really is. All these kids are having their period at younger and younger ages, and it's, like,
Yeah.
getting worse and worse and worse.
Sure.
Now, in retrospect, it's like, duh, I wonder why. As the
Right.
consumption of sugar and junk and
Mhm.
inflammatory foods increases, all those things are getting worse, so,
Right.
yeah, I really wanna include that in the documentary
Awesome.
as well.
Yeah, I would love to talk about it, but you have to know that the only condition I'm diagnosed with is actually hypothyroidism. I'm not diagnosed with any of these other things, but I know it's not normal to be writhing around the floor in pain. And I would love to just separately talk to Lily. If she would want to
Yeah.
talk to me, I would love to talk to her, maybe just like a phone conversation or whatever, because maybe I could, I don't know, she started the carnivore diet.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I started it 120 days ago, and on day 8, I was part of the reason I wanted to start it was like for Lily because I watched Michaela Peterson, amazing results, and she
Yeah.
reminded me of Lily. And Lily had this HS skin condition. She had the horrible periods. That's not why she started. That was like a side effect that helped with that too. But
Right.
she had this HS. She had this inflammation all over her chest and back for 5 years. It was horribly painful. She was coming to us crying. We took her to 5 different dermatologists. None of them mentioned nutrition or inflammation or anything like that. They just threw pills at her. The last one wanted to give her this injection that was going to shut down her whole immune system. It was just really drastic.
Ridiculous.
And so on day 8, I said, Lily, maybe you should try this. She decided to try it. And about 10 days into it, almost half of her back was cleared up. She went on to do carnivore for 30 days, completely gone. No HS anymore. The menstrual cycle issues improved. Her depression, anxiety, like
Mhm.
moods, everything. She walked out one day. My wife and I were like, who is that person? She's got the carnivore glow. Like her face was just
Aw.
lit up. And then she decided to do keto for a while, and then she fell off for a while, and now she's back on it again.
Okay.
Um, I have there's 2 in my family, 2 out of the 6 that aren't on it right now. So I try to be careful, like not pushing them,
I
um,
understand.
set the example, but I kind of want to push some of them now because like we're so close. It'd be so nice if we could just all eat dinner together one time.
Totally.
Carnivore Werewolf $20 super chat. Oh, thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
Money
Thank
well
you so
spent for the
much.
documentary. Really appreciate it.
Awesome.
Every time I get one like that $20, I'm like, "Oh, that's another battery for the camera I need," or that's
Oh,
another
that's
HDMI
great.
cable. So, like, this all is gonna help. I keep telling people that it's so true. This is gonna the goal is to reach people that were hopeless like I was when I had the worst depression ever, and I'm not gonna
Right.
stop until we reach as many people as possible. So,
That's so
another one from
awesome.
Andy, "Good luck with the film, $25. Thank you so much, really appreciate it." Wow, this is awesome. All right, so we have, let's
Do
see,
we
here's
have
a question
questions?
from
Oh, okay.
Nancy. Nancy says, "Do you have to use electrolytes every day?" What do you think, Alia?
I'm not a doctor, so I'm going to preface my answer with that. And I'm really lazy about that. I'm living in Colombia, so I couldn't just, I tried to order like the Element or the Keto Chow, and I couldn't. So I have some potassium, and if I feel headachy, I'll take some potassium. I have salt. I salt everything. I have some magnesium. I thought I needed it one day, and then I had diarrhea, so I took too much magnesium. So I don't take it every day. It just depends how I feel. Maybe it's smart to take it though, like when you're starting. That's what I've heard, and then just see how your body does. Because yeah, you're gonna like me. I lost like 18 pounds, and I'm sure it was all water within like weeks. So I was just peeing full blast, and
Right,
I know my electrolytes were going out with it. So that's another thing. After you do this enough, you're like so in tune with your body. One day I start getting a headache. I'm like, oh, I need some potassium. One day I start getting a headache. Oh, I need some salt. And crazy, it just handled that.
right. It's
Anyway,
like your
so
body's talking to you, telling you what. Yeah,
and you're
I'd say the same thing. I'm not a doctor either. I've electrolytes the first week. I definitely did it, and I know a lot of people that are they're like, "Oh, I had the horrible keto flu." I didn't get it. Lily didn't get it. Jen hasn't got it. She's on day 9 or 10 now. So I would say definitely that first week. I still take them every now and then. Like in the morning, I'll have a glass of water and I'll put it in there, but I probably don't need to anymore. I know a lot of people that don't. I'm trying to think. Dr. Anthony Chafee. I don't think he is a big like do it if you want kind of thing. But yeah, I would definitely try it the first week. I started out with the keto chow. just a couple drops in my water. I had it right by the sink, so it was really easy. People are like, "How much did you use? Tell me this, tell me that." I'm like, "I don't even know. I'd squirt some in there and I'd drink it, and that would be it." And yeah, like you were saying, definitely in tune with my body. Everything. It's like more salt.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like my brain's just literally telling me, "Put a little more salt on that, and then we'll be good." It's a
Maybe
nice.
it was maybe we were so like stoned on sugar. You know what I'm saying? Like so like
Well,
unaware and foggy. And maybe our body has been telling us this for years.
right.
We couldn't hear it.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it before, that's good. That's one huge benefit with carnivore. Now my stomach's just like, oh, it's meat again. That's it. But before it
Yeah.
was a salad with 30 different types of vegetables and salad dressing and everything. And my stomach's like, wait, is this a toxin? Wait, do I have to put up the immunity against this thing? Am I allergic to
Yeah.
this thing? And now it's just like
Yeah.
chilled out.
Can we talk about poop for a second again? Did you
Absolutely.
see your salad in the toilet?
Yeah, been there. Yep. And in the garbage
Okay.
too. That's the other thing
Oh,
when people
oh my
say
God.
carnivore is so
Yes.
expensive. I always tried to be so careful. I hate wasting food, but it would always happen. You'd have some spinach or lettuce. Oh, it's all brown, and you throw half of it out. I get that comment all the time. What's it like in Colombia, by the way? Because that's one of the most popular comments I get is, "Must be nice to afford all that steak," or "I could never do that." And I'm always
Uh,
just like, I think it's less
yeah.
expensive when I do the true math, the honest math.
I haven't done the math. I need to do the math. But we are not wasting half as much food. We're not wasting a third, a one, any, like maybe a little bit of food we waste, but it's totally different. I don't know. I buy this big thing of kale and it would just sit there because I'd be like, I know I'm supposed to juice it, but I just don't want to.
Right.
And then it would go bad. How much more money? Just if you take away the waste, yeah, we're saving something. We're saving money. We're saving garbage. We're saving all these things. But I don't know. I haven't done the math, unfortunately. We just put all of our stuff on one credit card and we pay it every couple weeks. So I should do the math and do a video about that. But no, it's a lot cheaper. Here, the food is cheaper than in the US. It's a different economy.
Oh, nice.
But okay, here, I'll give an example. Like, oh, so this weekend we went to like a steak restaurant. And it was like 18 bucks for 2 steaks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
and they were
crazy.
really good. So, but 300 grams. I don't know what 300 grams is in pounds. Over a pound of meat.
Okay.
So, but that's crazy. And 2 weeks ago, my kids were like, they want like KFC, similar to KFC, or they wanted a sandwich. I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm done now. I'm so sorry. Your guys are going to eat steak with us. We're not going to order the KFC and bring it to the steak restaurant. And they were fine. And they shared a steak. They're little kids,
Right.
you know. And they love it. They love the steak. And we're just trying to like educate them. Now I'm on a roll. We're trying to educate them without saying they can't have like the kid foods. We're trying
Right.
to educate them better. Like at a party, I'm not gonna be like, you can't have the cake. You
Yeah.
know, I feel bad about that. I feel bad about them eating it, but I also feel bad about like they're gonna be like they're crying at a party because mom wouldn't give them a piece of birthday. You know what I mean? It's just
Right.
weird in that sense. But all right, I'm on a roll. Should we answer more questions?
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. If you guys have questions, please put a big Q or question next
Oh,
to
I'll
them.
help look also. That's actually why I'm wearing my glasses.
Thank you.
I
Yeah,
can't
I
read it.
always fall way far behind. Oh, here's one. Does blood type affect the efficacy of the carnivore diet since not everyone does well on it? Yeah, go for it.
So I literally asked Dr. Chafee that question on Friday night, and he gave a very good answer. How it is like this little, I can't say it like as smart as he says it, obviously, but how does this
He's so
little
good.
difference in our blood change our whole digestive system? And I asked specifically because my mom is plant based, and I actually interviewed my mom on my channel. So I wanted to show that like a person that eats almost only plants and a person that eats meat can actually be sane people together in the same conversation. But I
Right.
asked because she believes that also. Her blood type is type A and mine is type O. And she believes that's why we do so well. But per Dr. Chafee, nope. I think even Dave Mack said he's type A blood and he's doing great on carnivore. I think that the people that don't do well on the carnivore diet have probably not educated themselves enough through like Dr. Barry videos or Dr. Chafee videos, and then learned how to get past. If you're on the standard American diet, you might be like feeling not good at the beginning. You got to get past that. So that's what I think why people don't do good on the carnivore diet, or they just burn their steak
Right.
and are eating like a tire.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I get that question a lot too, and I'm always just like, I'm B positive.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, so but I'm like, I don't know. I don't think it does, but yeah, Dr. Chafee would know better than me. I don't think it does. I don't think it matters, but well, either way, um,
He says it doesn't matter at all. How could that such a little difference in your blood change your entire digestive system and how we've been eating for millions of years?
right. And
Yeah,
I guess I do think though that some people maybe it's something else besides blood genetics or something that it seems like some men have it easier, giving all the women in my life credit, but like on carnivore or I don't know. There's lots of other things that come into it. I know Anita from
right.
Ketogenic Woman was speaking about the differences between men and women doing carnivore. It's not apples to apples for sure that way.
Sure.
And then I wonder, like between men too, if some people are, I don't know, for genetics or one reason or another. I'm not sure. I seem to do incredibly well on it,
Yeah.
which I'm very thankful for. But and then there's some people like Sean from Intentional Carnivore, 245 pounds in 1 year, which is just
It's crazy.
unbelievable, crazy.
Um, we have the same hormones, but we have different hormones. Does that make sense? And the
Right?
women's
Yeah.
hormones are gonna, if they're screwed up, it's gonna take a little while to correct and get the body under control. Like, and we do it cyclically every 28 days if your hormones are correct and under control. And I don't know what cycle the men have, but you need to be eating. I think women need to be eating even higher fat than men, and I think that does better for women. Like, if I feel bad, like sometimes I don't want to eat the whole egg, but I want to eat the yolky, runny part of the yolk, and that's the fat part, and I'll actually crave that, and I will throw away the white because it's not cooked because I'm soft boiling just the middle. I'm trying to, you know what I mean? Or sometimes I'll eat like a little bit of butter, but you got to be careful about that. That'll end you up in the bathroom. But my body, I noticed, craves more of the fat. I don't know if you do too, but
Yeah, it's funny with the eggs. I haven't had eggs in a long time now, but my first couple weeks that was my big go-to. And I started making fried eggs where I would just get rid of the whites and it was basically
right.
like fried egg yolks and they were crispy and
Yeah.
a little bit of butter.
Oh,
Oh, that was delicious.
that
Yeah, but I
sounds
craved it too. Yeah, I know Anita from Ketogenic Woman. She did she keeps experimenting on herself, which is so cool. So she's doing different variations of carnivore and she did one for a month where it was just super high fat and
good.
I think she did pretty good on that too. So,
That's
oh, there's a
awesome.
bunch more super chats here.
Oh,
Super sticker,
wow.
$10. Thank you so much. Really
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Tomorrow, your family's journey is inspiring and motivating. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Aw.
Really appreciate it. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them here. You're a good
Wow, you guys
fundraiser,
are
Alia.
awesome.
Thank
You
you.
guys are awesome. Thank you so much. This is gonna help so many people.
Absolutely. I love my Metamorphosis name too. I read that before and I was like, oh, that's a cool name.
It's the first time I actually understand. I always thought was saying it was metamorphosis, like a
Same.
butterfly.
Yeah, it took me a second for another battery. Absolutely. Yeah, I was just putting the whole camera together today. I'm like, oh, I still need this. I need this. I need this. I need this. So thank you guys so much. Every
Oh,
penny of this is
wow.
going towards the Carnivore Diet documentary. 122 days today, down 53 pounds, improved
That's
BP and
awesome.
BS. Let's get the movie done. Steven, congratulations. Good job. 122 days. Wait, what am I at now? We're
You
right
said
on the
one.
same track, Steven. You're 2 days before me. Good job.
That's awesome.
About the same too. I am down, I think 53 pounds exactly now that I think about it. I was just realizing this. uh, If I lose 6 more pounds, I will be down 100 pounds from my absolute heaviest. But I lost the first part of that doing keto on and off for years. But um, yeah, that'll be kind of cool to be able to say I'm down 100 from my heaviest. But wow, Steven, we're right on track. Same weight loss and same time basically. That's pretty cool. Northern Stitcher, $10. I'm in Alaska carnivore for 2 months, down 28 pounds. Inflammation gone.
Yay.
A1C down from 8.2 to
Oh,
5.9.
wow.
Cataract
Awesome.
reversed. More, but I can't list it all. Life is good. By the way, I'm 72. Oh, that's
Oh, that's
amazing.
awesome.
I've been getting so many comments from folks in their 70s and beyond that are thriving on carnivore, and I love hearing it every single time. It's like
Me too.
you're taking your life back. It's amazing. Question from Caroline. Did you get the Sound of Freedom on your movie theater? Yes, we do. We're getting it July 26th. We're playing Mission Impossible, and then we're playing this one. I think that's next Wednesday. It's starting. And I think everybody should see that movie. It's amazing. I actually watched it once with the triplets on their birthday. Surprisingly, we went to a water park. We had the day off, and they're like, we want to go to a movie. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like we have a movie theater right here, but they wanted to go to a different movie theater, and so we went and saw it. It was amazing, and then I had to take Jen to see it because it's something everyone should see for sure.
I mean, I don't know when it comes to Colombia, but I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it to arrive. Oh,
Yeah.
and by the way, I'm super safe here. So, and so are my kids where we
Good.
live.
I was going to ask you about that too. How do you get down to Colombia? How did that happen? That's crazy.
Um,
That's
2015, I was working in Bogota. I was doing some work in Bogota, and I met my husband, and the rest is history. I mean, he wasn't my husband at the time.
right.
We went back to the U.S. and I was like, oh, I miss Colombia. Let's just go back. It's so much. It's so beautiful there.
That's so cool. It's
Yeah.
also kind of weird, which is cool. I'm not saying that disrespectfully. It's
No,
like
no, it's okay.
carnivores are weird, and going to live in Colombia is kind of weird. I think that's why I like all the carnivores I meet, because it's like you got to be a little bit brave or weird or
Right.
unusual to do carnivore and to move to Colombia too. So that's pretty awesome.
It is awesome. Where I live is like one of the safest cities in the country, and I live in a gated like community with security guards that also keep an eye on the kids. So,
That's so cool. Yeah, I was watching
yeah.
your video the other day, and you were like, you had a great time down by the pool and stuff. I'm like, man,
Oh
that's gonna be
yeah.
nice. I'll be
Oh yeah.
thinking
We
of
were in the pool today. Also, that's why my hair's still wet. I tried. That's a carnivore win. We moved here so that I could go to the pool, but I always had excuses not to go to the pool, and now I'm
right,
in the pool a lot. And I like to say like it's not the meat that did it. My husband wants me to. I like your channel, but make sure you say it's not the meat. It's you that's changing your life. You just happen to stop poisoning yourself, but you're the one that's doing it.
right,
And the meat helps, but like the people call it the carnivore diet, but it's like the carnivore lifestyle and how to improve yourself. Basically, it helps. The nutrition helps so that you can do all these things that you know you should do and want to do. There you go. There's my plug for it's you. It's
right.
you.
I've been doing so many more things on carnivore I wouldn't have done otherwise. Do you, so you said you had anxiety before, like this stuff, like these live streams and stuff. There's
Mhm.
333 people on here. I would have been no way before. I would have been freaking out. I'm going to be sick today and I can't come into work and do this kind of thing. But I don't
Mhm.
have that anymore on carnivore.
Sure.
And then, my brain just seems to work better, scheduling things, thinking about things, decision
Right.
wise. So,
Sure. And you were so
Pas-
fast. I emailed you that morning. You emailed me in like 10 minutes. I was so ecstatic. And then you sent me the link and the thumbnail like within an hour. I'm like, this guy is on it.
yeah, yeah, I keep telling people, I'm telling my wife, Jen, I'm like, just wait, you're going to see, I'm getting 3X. I'm 3Xing the work versus my former self for sure. Easily.
Oh, that's
Uh,
awesome. That's awesome.
Pacific Fisher, 99 cent. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Let's see. Question, Carrie, have you had blood work since you started carnivore? I worry about that. Don't want pressure from my doctor if LDL goes up, for example. I haven't yet. I'm going to, and maybe I'll do a live stream, but whatever it is, I'm going to honestly show it on the channel. There are some specific blood tests that are really important because a lot of people will look at blood work um, against the standard American diet versus on the carnivore diet. There's lots of nuance and differences there.
Hmm.
Amanda from Carnivorous Me, she gave me some really good info. In fact, she was like, here's the tests that you want to get, all of these specific tests. And then there's a couple of people have done some good videos on it. The reason I haven't done it quite yet is I'm at 128 days. I was going to do it. And then I don't know if it was, I don't think it was Dr. Barry. It was some guy online. He was saying like, if you should wait until you're like 6 months into carnivore before you do your blood work, because your hormones are still changing. You're still losing weight. Your body
Hmm.
isn't in homeostasis yet. He's like, if you went and did your blood work now and then tomorrow and the next day and the next day, it would probably get 4 different readings. So you got to wait for things to kind of stabilize out more. But I'm definitely going to do it. It seems like everyone always asks about that, and it seems like a popular thing. But I want to do it once I'm more stable, I guess, or in homeostasis, I guess. Uh, okay, let's go. Here we have.
I think Ron is, I think that's like South
Okay, I
American,
was gonna say, is
South
that 5?
African. I think that's South African or Ron. I think so.
Yeah, I'm like, is that
I'm going to Google
$500?
it.
Because that's insane if it is. Now I wondered if. Thank
Let's
you
see.
so much, Christopher Ellis. Really appreciate it. I'm not sure what that amount is. I don't think it's 500. If it is, that's absolutely
I'm
insane.
Googling
But
it right now. Let's
I
see.
appreciate it no matter what it is. So thank you. Oh yeah, so it says RON next to it.
Oh, I don't know. It didn't pop up very easily.
I think when it's blue, it's like 10 or under.
Oh,
I want to
okay.
say. So
Okay,
yeah, I think so. I think. Thank you so much, Christopher Ellis. Really appreciate it. Every penny towards the Carnivore Diet, Doc. And then Pacific Fisher has another one, $10. Carnivore Lifestyle is helping my husband who is recovering from a stroke. We're doing this together. Want to support you for your movie. Oh, thank you so much. Wish the
thank
best to
you.
your husband. I hope he has a good recovery. I think Dave Mack had a stroke too, and
Hmm.
had some really good. That guy is something too. He was one of the first ones I talked to when I started carnivore as well.
And that's
The
how I
fact,
heard about you.
yeah, oh, cool.
I
Yeah,
listened to your interview.
the fact that he quit sugar and carbs and junk food and alcohol at the same time is just amazing. And he's
Yeah, that's crazy.
just surpassed a year not too long ago. All right, let's see what other questions we have here.
Let's see.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Thank you
I'm
so
looking
much,
also.
everyone, for all the comments. There's so many comments on here right now. I really appreciate it.
There's a Melon AZ at 7:42 p.m. And if I
7:42.
missed other people's questions, I'm sorry. I'm trying to go through this fast.
Yeah, if you could just maybe repost it with a big Q or question next to it.
Yeah.
7:42, almost there. Oh, Mel. Okay, here we go. Hello, hi. Has anyone noticed any eyesight improvement? I am keto at the moment, but not there yet. Trying to do the carnivore more so than old diets or food. Thank you for the inspiration. What about you,
Uh,
Alia? You got
nope,
glasses on
not
right now,
yet.
so maybe not.
Not yet. Not that I've noticed yet. I have my glasses so that I can read the comments.
Right.
But we'll see what happens in the next 6 months. We'll see.
Right. I haven't myself. Yeah, it seems like everything else has improved. It hasn't gone in the other direction. I haven't noticed any
Oh
change in
yeah.
my vision at all. I do know though, that was one thing the world famous Dr. Jordan Peterson said in his kind of testimony to Joe Rogan was he had floaters in his eyes and those
Mhm.
cleared up. And I have heard other carnivores say similar, like the senses seemed heightened. My sense of smell seemed to improve drastically. I had issues since COVID though. So
That's, so that's good. Let's see. The frugal prepper. I think I have an interview with him, and he does mention eyesight in the video as relationship to his diabetes, and I think his eyesight has improved actually. Tom Mulkey, the frugal prepper.
oh,
So
cool.
that's one person.
Yeah. All right. I'm just scrolling through here, see if we can find any
Me
more. Oh, here
too.
we go. Carrie, I do know food is very expensive in Alaska. Yeah, I've heard that.
Mhm.
I was watching a YouTuber shopping and that was insane. That's a tough one. Well, yeah, I guess that's a hard one for sure. I think all the food's expensive too. That's a tricky
Mhm.
one. The cool
That's
thing with
true.
Alaska is maybe you can find someone hunting, get
I
some
was
wild game or wild meat or
I was
fish or something.
thinking that fish, maybe fish.
Yeah, have to go out
Okay.
on your own.
Oh, by the way, all y'all in the U.S., if you hate fish, you need to come to Colombia and you need to eat some fresh fish. I hated fish all my life. Fish is good. However, I will not take fish over a steak, but fish here, if it's really fresh, is very good. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. I've been doing lion for 32 days now, and I just been feeling so much better. But before that, my daughter Lily would make up some fish every now and then. It was pretty good, but yeah, I'm sure it's nothing like down there. But it's fun every now and then to change it up. Sharon asked Carrie, "What app are you using to track your progress?" It's called Days Counter. Sorry, I'm just looking right here.
Sure.
It's just a free Android app.
Oh, okay.
I don't track anything else. People always ask me that. Do you track your macros, your carbs, your keto, your ketones? I don't track anything. I just do this for fun, just because I always forget like how many days, and it's kind of fun to be like, oh, I just hit 100 days. Now I can go treat myself and get a
Eat a
big
steak.
steak today. I have a milestone like in every 10-day increment. Oh, it's day 90. I deserve a steak now, kind of thing. But now
That's
it's
nice.
fun too because I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm tracking it for multiple people.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
I've got
That's great.
my lion diet versus carnivore, and then Jen's 9 days ago, and then Emma's on there as well. I don't have Lily on here because she's been jumping around too much, but yeah, it's just a free app. Organic Ether question. Just started carnivore June 21st and just noticed red blotches on the side of my face under my beard. Never had this happen before. Is this from carnivore? Maybe detoxing.
I think you're detoxing. So I noticed. Oh, as I look, I have some red dots, but I've had some. This is a burn from wait. This is a burn from cooking pork belly, but I do have some red dots, and I noticed starting that red dots would show up, and I think it's detoxing something, and they go away and they show up again. But I think it feels like little bumps and things trying to come out of my skin. You can't really see them; they're kind of small, but like. Sorry, I'm like ridiculous trying to figure out the direction. Do you see this red dot over here?
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't think it's anything to worry about.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that's
Yes.
hopefully they'll just clear up for you soon. It's kind of a nice thing too. I mean, obviously it sucks, but then it's like that's a benefit. You're getting all that detoxing, getting all that bad
Right.
stuff out of your system.
Yeah. Oh, can I say like a random like skin thing now that we're talking about that? So,
Yeah.
I had two C-sections back to back, not back to back, 21 months apart, and this scar never healed. Like the wound never fully healed, and it would be itchy sometimes, or kind of gross and a little bit pussy, or a little bit of blood. And this went on for 5 years, and then like a month ago my husband's like, your scar is healed and the skin looks healthy, like for the first time ever, for the first time in 5 years. If it healed before, I didn't notice. I'm just saying I noticed now, and then it unhealed. And I think that has to do with our skin is made up of what we eat. So now I'm finally took out the crap, and I'm finally eating the stuff we're supposed to be eating, and now this your body can heal itself, even something like a scar, and that's crazy.
That
A
is awesome.
wound, a wound.
Speaking of skin, do we want to open a whole big can of worms on skin now? Because I got a really touchy topic on skin. Y-
Sure.
you're down there and out by the pool all the time. Do carnivores get sunburn or not?
Oh, okay. So yes and no. Okay. I was very bad at burning. I will say a story. A couple years ago, I don't remember exactly. I was swimming for a couple hours in a different area of Colombia, and it was overcast that day, and I didn't put any sunblock on. I got burnt. It was so bad. I was in so much pain, and I think it was like 3 weeks, and then after of pain from the sunburn, and then my skin was peeling and all that stuff. Okay, so I just went to the beach a couple weeks ago. I was covering. We were outside all day, so I had like a long sleeve shirt on to go swimming, and long pants on most of the time, and I had a hat on. But I didn't want to put sunblock on. I think I did put sunblock on. My husband's very worried because of that burn situation that I don't burn myself. But my hands got really burnt one day. Uh, I'm so bad at showing my hands in the camera. I have like freckles now. It turned red and then it freckled. It didn't peel. And I had like some peeling here, a very little bit. So any place that I got sunburnt, it turned into more like a tan. But my husband got sunburnt, and he had like, the big skin coming off. So he's not doing like strict carnivore. He's eating a lot more meat, and it's 100% backing me up. But I did notice like the skin was like, it looked totally different than my skin from the same sunburn at
That's
this
cool.
time. Yeah.
I opened a whole can of worms on that unintentionally. So I did the roof here at the movie theater with my Amish friend. I was outside. This
Yeah.
was the first time in the sun, 14 hours. I didn't use any suntan lotion. And the next day, my Amish friend, who is just hardcore, he was like,
Yeah.
I got totally burnt. And I wasn't burnt at all. And maybe it
Wow.
was a fluke or whatever. But then half of my family went kayaking, and the carnivores, none of us got burnt. We got red, but then it just
Right.
healed like right
Right.
away.
In
Everyone else
24
was
hours.
fried. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I did that video with Dr. Chafee, and then I did another one, and I kind of turned it into a podcast. And I was like, what's a cool name? So I called the podcast Carnivores Don't Get Sunburn, and everybody was freaking out. It was like 50-50. I think I had like 200 comments, and like 100 were like, yeah, I never get burnt. And then the other 100 were like, this is BS. I'm a carnivore. I get burnt all the time. I was like, I just thought it was a cool name. I'm sorry. I don't want to open anything up. I was thinking though,
Yeah.
it could make sense because maybe on the standard American diet, so many skin issues get resolved when people go on
Right.
carnivore. And maybe when
Right.
you're eating all those toxins, maybe your skin is more sensitive to get sunburned than when you're
Sure.
not eating them. I don't know.
Or maybe a friend of mine who also has been doing carnivore for a year, and I just met her a couple weeks, maybe a month and a half ago on Facebook. But she says she doesn't get sunburn either anymore, and
Mm.
she thinks that it's the seed oils do something to our skin. Like we're like deep frying in the sun with the seed
Yeah, I've
oils.
heard that from a couple people. That's the seed oils. Okay, cool. Wow. Someone said
we
that
we need
Ron's
answers.
post was over $100 US. So
Oh wow!
thank
Thank
you so
you.
much, Ron. That is so
It's
generous of you. Oh my
beautiful.
goodness. That's gonna push us a long way.
That's
$100 now.
awesome.
Thank you so much. That was very generous of you. Every penny. Carnivore Diet documentary. I've got some equipment in mind we need for that, and it's all going to a good cause for sure.
You have
Uh,
a question. Original Magic Bean 743.
okay, let's see here. Wait, what time was that when it? Sorry,
743.
7:43.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
Okay.
this is just water, everyone. Yeah.
I did that the other day too. I'm like, disclosure quick. Sean was drinking something on the podcast the other day, and I was like, "What is that?" All right, 7:43.
Original magic beans.
Oh, there we go. I'm sorry. Are there any people you want to interview who can come to you for the movie? Potentially. It's interesting you say that. The documentary filmmaker who did stuff for the BBC, his name is Chad, by the way. That guy is just awesome. I'm meeting with him later. One of his pieces of advice for me was, it's a million times better. He used to teach film school too. This guy is so smart,
Oh,
so
wow.
good. He was like, it's a million times better if you could go to them in their environment. But worst case scenario, if we don't have the budget, it's like, well, we're not going to be able to film it unless it's the other way around, and that's a possibility. Then I guess that's an option. But it's funny because I'm like planning this out in my head, and I'm like, oh, we can go over here and talk to Sean, go down a little bit further to Florida. We can talk to Dante from Frig No Freedom. I'm going to end up probably just making like a big road trip, which would be kind of fun too, because that could be included in on my YouTube channel, but maybe on the documentary too. So we'll see. The preference is to film them at their own place, especially like some of well, it's going to be really tough with some of them though. Dr. Chafee, for example. I would love to go to Australia though, but yeah, some of those are going to be a tough one.
Come to Colombia.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be like a worldwide trip, and then Dr. Barry's doable. He's not too well. It'd be a long car ride, but it's a lot more doable than Australia for sure. Well, then the other new one is I don't know if you've seen this one. I'm creeping people out now. I told this guy Alex. I interviewed this gentleman named Alex from Liverpool, UK.
I listened to that interview. It was awesome. He looks amazing.
Definitely want him in the documentary. But yeah, that's going to be definitely not one I can drive to. But his results, I got to just show this real quick for the people that haven't seen him yet. I show this picture. The triplets had their birthday party this weekend.
Yeah.
And I showed this picture. I was just showing it to everybody. I was like, okay, this guy on the right, the after picture, maybe on your left, the after picture. How old do you guys think this gentleman is right here? Hopefully you can see that okay.
Yeah, we can see it okay. I mean, I can see it okay.
So, and everyone I asked that question to, they're probably being nice, or they know it's a trick question or whatever. They're all like 40. He is 65 years old. Actually, he's 64. He'll be 65 next month.
Crazy.
Alex from Liverpool, just not reversing aging. So anyhow, yeah, I want to have him too. And that's why I appreciate all of these super chats, because that's going to be one of the biggest expenses of the documentary is going to be the travel and going around interviewing these people and taking all the camera equipment with. Someone has a question for you, Alia. How is your mom's health eating only plants?
Okay, yeah. So I hope she doesn't watch this. I don't think it's so good. She thinks she's doing fine. I think she would do a lot better. Okay, so but I will say that since I started carnivore, she stopped eating crap and started doing more whole foods. She does eat like soy, but she stopped eating. At one point, I don't know what it really is now, but she stopped eating the fake foods more and more, I think. She has lost weight since I started carnivore, so I think she's eating a little bit better. But I think she would do a lot better if I keep begging her, look, I understand you want to be an ethical person. In her mind, she doesn't think that us meat eaters are unethical, but in her mind, she wants to be like an ethical, humane person. I'm like, just find some eggs. You didn't kill anything. They're not alive yet. Just find some eggs. Yeah. You can go, Donna Peters. I have an interview with my mom. You can see what she's like. She's the happiest person there ever is. She's the sweetest lady ever, but you can make your own determination. There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Question, composition consultant. My super chat wasn't shown. Why no reply to my email about the movie a month ago? I'm sorry. I don't remember seeing one. Shoot me a message again. I have been, I'm not making excuses, but it's been a crazy month between the movie theater. We have an Airbnb, a dog kennel, my other business and stuff. But I'm pretty well up. I like Alia said earlier, I usually respond instantly, like within an hour. Yeah. So I don't remember seeing anything. Just shoot me another email if you can. It's homesteadhow@gmail.com. Or post your question here, unless it's a long email. Just post it here and I will try to answer it right away. Sorry about that. Nutrition talk from a former fat girl. Do either of you have scurvy?
No. I wish I had scurvy, so this tooth right here would fall out.
Awesome.
No scurvy.
No scurvy either here. I don't think that's an issue. Someone asked me about that this weekend. On the standard American diet, if you don't get enough of those vitamins, you can end up with scurvy. But on carnivore, the whole body chemistry and everything changes, and you just need a small amount of it that you get from meat. And you can look at Dr. Anthony Chafee, for example, who's been doing carnivore for years and years and years now, never got scurvy, nor have other large populations of people that have eaten strictly meat for some of them for their entire lives. Dr. Chafee's so good at describing those things, but the Inuit, the Mongols, there's so many people that only ate meat, and scurvy was never an issue for any of them.
And Rick Rodriguez at Charger Mopar, 40 years.
Yes, who's on here now and was just on
Oh,
Dr. Baker. I was watching Rick, I was watching you on Dr. Baker. That was awesome. Good job. I think that just came out today. I was telling a friend how to make paint from seed oils. He never knew that cooking oils are treated so they are not usable for paint. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, 40 years of carnivore. For anyone that's not familiar, Charger Mopar.
And he's very fun. Go check out his channel. He's a fun guy.
Absolutely.
All right. Biz 3 at A748.
748. Wouldn't it be nice if this system just had like a question button people could push?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'm way at the bottom and now it's just scrolling back. 748.
I'll do a plug while you're looking. More donations, guys. Carrie didn't put me up to this.
Yeah, I did, but you're good at this. We need to get you involved in the Carnivore Diet movie and the fundraising aspect.
Oh, I will. I will start promoting it on my channel.
I appreciate it. How do I start carnivore on a budget? Oh, that's a great question.
Walmart. Sam's Club.
Aldi's, Walmart.
Aldi's.
One thing I would say too is do the proper math, because so many people, first of all, it depends on where you're coming from, but a lot of people have the mindset, I guess myself included, going into carnivore, you're used to eating 3 meals a day and snacks. And so before I started carnivore, well, I guess a long time ago, or on the standard American diet, it would be breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then after breakfast, you'd have that sugar rush 2 hours later. So you'd have a granola bar. Then there'd be snacks and popcorn, beer and soda, wine. You'd go out to eat every now and then. You go to Starbucks, you pay $10. All of those things add up to an incredible amount of money. I do none of those now. It's strictly water, one big steak. I'm usually around $15 a day for myself. And like Dr. Chafee was saying the other day, is like, you go to Starbucks one time, that could be $10 right there. That's like most of my meal for the day. And then, all those other little things that add up. And then like we were talking about earlier on the standard American diet, you throw out so much of that stuff. So then there's all the waste. The other thing where there's a big savings is I don't need any medication or doctor's appointments. I haven't been sick in 120 days. That was a lot of money. I guess in terms of the budget too, the last thing I wanted to mention was you don't have to eat steak. We do a lot of ground beef and patties at our house. We do beef, butter, bacon, eggs. Em and I did that video with our power bowl, which was beef, butter, bacon, eggs, all in a bowl. Ground beef is relatively inexpensive. Dr. Chafee was saying this the other day. He's like, if you look at the price per pound of spinach, steak is actually cheaper than spinach. Spinach doesn't weigh that lot, and you're not really getting that much of it. And then when you account for throwing a lot of it out, but I know Dr. Barry has also said too, sure, you want to have the best that you can afford. What would be ideal world, you could have grass-fed, grass-finished steak, but if you can't afford that, it's still a million times better, even if you're eating lunch meat or hot dogs or ground beef or whatever you can afford is a million times better than what most people are eating on the standard American diet. So do what you can afford. It looks like we have another super chat here. Everett Randolph, slap that down on the movie. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
Wow, this is awesome. You guys are great. Alia, what do you think? Like, this one thing that has been amazing with this whole carnivore thing is the carnivore community. I've been doing YouTube for 8 years. And no offense to the homestead community. Those guys are great, but there's nothing like this carnivore community. Everyone's so supportive. Jen's been going for 9 days now. And she's got the willpower and she's going to do it, but it is drastically helping her, the support and the comments from people encouraging her and reaching out to her. So I really appreciate it. There's something to that too. Like I was saying earlier, just people that are carnivores in general are just kind of awesome. I don't know what it is, but it's that carnivore zen, carnivore glow.
carnivore, I think we're just kind of like on an even keel because we're finally getting nutrition and we want to help other people. Like every time I've emailed somebody and I know they've gotten my email that's a carnivore, they've always said yes. Everyone says yes. And honestly, the second that I saw your interview with you, I wanted to talk to you, but I was a little like, oh, I've got like 100 subscribers and he's got like 120,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit like, and then finally one day I was like, no, I'm going to email him. He's great. But it's the community. On a live I stream I did with Dave Mack, I was like, the best side effect of the carnivore diet is the community. I had no idea this was going to happen. Even when
Right.
I was doing keto, I was in various Facebook groups, and it was totally not the same. Totally different experience. Uh, and it like there's no carnivore police. Oh, maybe there are. Maybe there are carnivore police, but I think they're way less than like keto police or whatever police there are. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we just want to do your thing and get better and better at it and eat more and more meat and you're going to feel better, and we just want people to feel better.
Absolutely.
That's my take on it.
Question from Heather. Have you heard of oxalate dumping?
I
I
have.
have. Yeah. Sorry, Alia. Go ahead. I have. I don't know that
That's
much
all I have
about
to
it.
say.
I
I've heard
haven't.
about it.
Right. That's all I was going to say too. Next question. I haven't experienced it. I've heard about it. Have never experienced it. I was worried for Jen and the girls. Emma never had any issues with it so far, but I guess it could still occur at a later time. But don't know too much about it, to be honest.
Organic ether 753. Oh, maybe we already looked at that. Oh yeah, we did look at that one. Okay. Um, let's see. Expensive.
Oh, here
I'm
we go.
trying.
What about a multivitamin or vitamin D3? David Kempen. Alia, you want to go? Ladies
I
first.
don't think you need vitamins. I know that Kip has low carnivore. Kip has low D3, and he says he takes D3. I haven't been taking vitamins. Your multivitamin is called liver, and if you don't like liver, get some liver sausage with like the least amount of crap in it, or a liver pate if you can afford that.
Yeah,
But
and have you seen this stuff? Emma and I just tried this a while ago, and I really liked it. It's ancestral blend. It's kind of expensive though. Some places will do it for you, but it was just ground beef with a little bit of liver ground into it.
yeah,
That was really good for people that can't stomach liver by itself. There's also those liver pills too. Those are not as good as the real
not as
thing
good.
for sure.
Or just go get chicken liver. You know, this is a multivitamin. Like it has so many good things in it. And Dr. Chafee recommends if you need a multivitamin or you need vitamins because you're lacking, eat liver. But chicken liver is fried with ground beef and bacon. Delicious. You don't even taste the liver aspect.
Right. Yeah, and D3, isn't that like another option is just to get more sun, right? I think
Yeah, I
that's the
think another
D3.
option is just to get more sun. I
Yeah,
read once in a book that you don't shower for a couple days then, so it can work. And I don't know if that's true or not. But get your sun. That's what, go outside, go play in the sun.
that's been the biggest change for me. I have mentioned it before, but I started getting up. I was watching all of these different guys on YouTube now, and Andrew Huberman was one talking about getting natural sunlight in your eyes right in the morning. I started doing
Mm-hmm.
that, I don't know, 2 months ago, a month ago. And yeah, so now every morning I wake up, it's like my new routine. I go out, we got some chickens on our property, and I go for a little walk and I do my morning exercise. And it's supposed to reset your circadian rhythm or something, but I don't know. I was deficient in D3 for a long time. I haven't had my blood tested, but I feel amazing. So I'm pretty sure it's fine now.
That's great. We have a question. I was going to say something, but I forgot. We have a question. Composition consultant 802. Question
802. Oh, I'm almost there. 802. How big are your biceps? I don't know.
about this big, and look, you can see muscle. By the way, this used to be like hanging
Hey, I got
fat.
that too. I was in the car the other day and it was flapping, and I get that question a lot. What about loose skin? I'm like, I got it. I'm proud of it. I don't even care. It's like
Oh, I don't care because this used to be like really fat, and I hated how my arms looked because they were so fat. By the way, you start loving how your body looks, even if you're not at your right size, because
right.
it just looks better. It was fat. I would want to wear shirts that wouldn't show my arms. So
Yep.
here we go. There's my bicep. It's
Yeah,
there.
I haven't measured, but I will say I've never really exercised. I always tell people this because this was one big pet peeve of mine when I was trying to lose weight for years and years. When they just say,
Yeah.
"Oh, just go for a walk or exercise." I was like, I was so sick before and fatigued, I couldn't exercise. But now on carnivore, I have more energy, so I do, and it seems like muscle comes on way faster than I would have expected. It seems easier. It makes sense because you're having so much protein. It's like, isn't that what bodybuilders end up doing? Is they have a lot of protein, but let's see here. Was that another super chat or was that?
There, I
Oh,
think so. It looks like it's. I forgot who.
oh, here
Yeah.
we go. Janet, thank you so
Janet.
much. Here's a couple
Oh, thank
gallons of
you.
gas. God bless your families. I'm struggling 90 days plus carnivore. Still crave sugars. Help. Oh, 90 days. The best advice I ever heard for cravings was from Dr. Barry, the man himself. And he said, eat bacon. And if you still have cravings,
Yeah.
then eat more bacon. And if you still have cravings, eat even more bacon. That
Mm.
actually did help me early on. If you're, I don't want to say, I don't want to offend you, but if you're cheating at all, and when I say cheating, like some people, it could just be maybe like an artificial sweetener or
Yeah.
something that's causing those cravings. Try to get rid of all of those and see how you feel. I'm not saying you're cheating on carnivore. There's some things where zero. Everyone's a little bit different, but
Yeah. I had to
I
get
know.
rid of I got rid of that last month, and that helped handle the last of my cravings, the stevia, erythritol
Right.
mixes, and that I don't have cravings anymore. And I would crave like a sweet coffee in the afternoon, and once I got that out, I still crave the coffee, but without the sweet.
Nice. Cynthia Noble, $10. Thank you so much. Wow, this is
Thank
great.
you. This is awesome. Keep
Ali
going,
is an
guys. You guys
awesome.
are awesome.
Thank
You
you
guys
guys
are
so much.
awesome.
Yeah. It's going to be like the next section of the documentary is getting taken care of right now. This is
Aw.
really, I really appreciate it.
So wait. Let's do it. Let's do a little roundup here. How many people are watching now? How many
Uh,
awesome, fantastic people are watching?
340.
What? 340 times $25. Guys, if each of you, and I'm not saying you have to, but I'm just saying if you did $25, we would be at 8,500 by the end of the night, and Carrie would be flying to Colombia tomorrow.
Right. With the camera in hand. Yep.
No, he'll be driving to Dr. Barry's, knocking on the door.
Right.
All right, I'm trying to see more questions here. Gibby, am I saying that right? Gibby actual 815.
815. Okay. Yeah, I'm back in the 808 still. Let me go down. Oh, there's a lot of 815s. Here we
Oh,
go. Can you use pepper and other seasonings on carnivore?
I would say yes, but I started and then now I don't. I just
Yep.
like salt. I think that's the best for me. But yeah, you can. You have. I would like to like. I eliminated it and then I tried some seasonings again, and then I was. You feel it. You feel it if your body doesn't like it. So I would say, sure, if you want and you're doing good, but maybe just eliminate it and then add it back in after like a month and see how you feel. That's
Yeah.
the,
I
that's what
like
I.
that advice.
Yeah.
I kind of steered clear from it, and then I don't know, around day 50 we went to a steak place, and I always tell them when I go out to eat, which isn't too often, but it's like I'm allergic to oil and seasonings and everything. Please just
Mhm.
take the raw meat, throw it on the grill and cook it and nothing
Right.
else. But this
Right.
place didn't listen to me at all because there was something on it and it tasted so spicy and hot, and it was the first time on carnivore I felt like garbage for like a day or two afterwards. So uh not for me in particular. Some people are just fine with it. I just I just like the salt. Yeah, I just like the salt. But some
I
people are
like
okay
the
with it.
salt also. I mean, I think like I've heard some people do fine, and it just depends on your body. And I didn't realize how messed up my body was until I don't know, until I got rid of it, and then I felt how good it was. If that
Right.
makes sense. There's another question, Lady Casca 814.
All right. Sorry. Oh, there it is. I scrolled right past it 3 times. Oh my gosh. Does your face get hot after you eat? Um,
No.
yeah, I
Mm-mm.
haven't had that one. No. I had someone ask me an interesting question the other day. They're like, "Do you stand up when you eat?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I have been lately. I don't know why I do that."
I know why I do that. I sit down all day, and my husband's like, "Would you please sit down and eat?" And I'm like, "No, I need to stand." But that has nothing to do with carnivore.
Yeah. The only other thing I can say about temperature is I don't seem to be so fussy about it anymore. Like before, I was always like freezing. I was always like too hot mostly. Although I am feeling I do get cold easier now. I don't know. Some of these things it's hard. Maybe it's just anecdotal. I don't know, but I don't seem as fussy about temperature anymore. But yeah, my face doesn't get hot after I eat.
That's nice.
Yeah. Super chat. Cynthia, I might have said this one already. $10. Thank you so much. And another one from Jeff. Wow, thank you guys so much. This is
You guys
awesome.
are awesome sauce. Thank
I
you,
gotta
thank you,
have
thank
Alia
you.
on. You'll be on every live stream now as the fundraiser. This is great. It's one of those things where I hate asking for it, but then I'm like, it's not for me, and I'm basically asking on behalf of people that are gonna hopefully learn about the carnivore diet from the documentary. So then I feel a little bit better about it, but I still
Yeah,
kind of cringe and hate doing
I
this part of the
understand.
process. But it's not gonna happen without it. So I really appreciate all these.
Oh, okay. So I just did a super chat. But don't freak out. It's only like $20. It's like
Oh.
$25.
Oh, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, what? Someone get the calculator out. What are we at here? It looked like $1 million for a second. Like
So
Bill
the
Gates
money
on
here
here?
is really funny. It's like funny money. I feel like it took me years to feel like it wasn't like monopoly money.
Right. So you're like, I'm gonna go get a steak. It's 100,000. Oh my goodness.
All right. So wait, let's look for some more questions.
Oh, here we go. Gemma, does anyone drink coffee with heavy cream on carnivore?
Some people do. I don't. I just drink black coffee. I live in Colombia. I live in the center of the coffee region, and like I have neighbors that have coffee farms, and I just get coffee from them. It's a lot different.
Yeah, I was never a coffee drinker, so I
Someone, okay. People are freaking out that I did like $100,000. No, I did $25, maybe a little bit less.
you're
This
like,
is
come on, guys,
Colombian
up your game
pesos.
here. Ali is dropping 100,000s here. Let's go.
Because I don't know. Sometimes one of my credit cards will run it like that, and another one of my credit cards will run it as dollars. So I don't know why. They're both U.S. credit cards.
That's awesome. Cosmopolitan, man, they're not happy with me. They said we're missing a bunch of questions. I don't know. I think we're
I
getting
don't know.
them.
We're trying.
Yeah, if you got a question, we missed it, just repost it with the big word question in front of it so we can't miss it. It's really hard to kind of pick all of these out through dozens of these. So
Let's see.
I'm at 823.
It's
Oh,
yeah.
here we
I
go.
did see composition
Oh,
consultant. Lots and lots of questions, Mister. We're trying to go. Let's see here. I am looking.
while you're looking, I'm going to just shout out my friend Carnivore Ron. Carnivore Ron's awesome. I think you
He,
had him on your
he's
channel too, right, Ali?
awesome. Yeah. He's so cool.
He's the best, and he was the first one that I interviewed ever in my entire life on my channel. I've been doing YouTube for years, but I never had anyone on before. Yeah, and Carnivore Ron's great, and he has his own YouTube channel, which is awesome. So check him out.
Yes, he's so nice, guys. He's like the nicest. And
When I
Carrie.
talked to him, he said like his dream would be to go to the keto conference, and I was like, that is really cool. We got to do that next year. I've
Oh
never been to
yeah.
one. That'd be so cool to meet him there. Oh, here we go. I found one.
Yes.
I'm at 827. Question: is it safe to eat hamburger that isn't cooked too hard as opposed to steak done rare?
Um. Someone, the RV carnivore said you should cook your hamburger meat fully.
Mm,
I don't know why, but I know he said that, and I agree with him because I made a hamburger once and it was like medium rare hamburger, and I was really sick. But I can eat it almost like raw steak and be totally fine. I like it really cooked but red and
right.
bloody.
Yeah, I don't know on that one. I
I don't
would
know.
just lean on the side of caution and eat it. The only reason I was hesitating on that, we have this weird thing in Wisconsin, Ollie. I don't know if you have ever seen this, where they will have like a family reunion or a get together, and I don't know what they call it, but they'll actually bring out like raw ground beef with
Ew. Sorry.
onions. and crackers. That's what I've always said as a kid. I was like, what are these people doing? This is nuts. But yeah, leave a comment down below if anyone does that. So,
Yeah.
but
I heard a
I've
doctor
never tried
eats
it
raw
myself.
ground beef. A doctor that Dr. Barry was interviewing does eat raw ground beef. When she's cooking it, she'll like snack on it, but I don't know.
Interesting.
Deep keto 829. Oh, here we go.
I don't know if this was necessarily a question, but I feel like I'm always starving. I eat well on carnivore, but I'm truly hungry. I eat, so I eat. If you're always starving, one thing is make sure you're getting enough fat. Some people will eat like a lot of chicken, fish, and not fatty foods. I feel like if I eat a fatty meat, it fills me up pretty quick. But maybe consider that.
Yeah, I think fattier meat, and if there's any, we were talking on another channel a couple days ago. We got to cut out the sauces. I think that doesn't help if you're still doing that.
Right. Yeah, I think that's one of the big challenges on carnivore for a lot of people, myself included, is getting enough fat.
Mm-hmm.
Especially on Lion Diet now. Ribeyes are great, but I used to when I would have like a sirloin or strip steak or something less fatty, I'd melt butter and just dip it in the butter and try to get more fat that way. Eat a
Yeah.
lot of egg yolks as well. That seemed to help. Jennifer, Texas Carnivore, always a great commenter. Appreciate you. You have a t-shirt idea. Give it to me. Let me know. Leave a comment. There's been so
Oh,
many
you sell
t-shirts.
t-shirts. Oh, you are selling t-shirts. The
Compassionate
compassionate
Carnivore.
carnivore. Yeah, exactly.
And then I was thinking we should make another one just called Carnivores Don't Sunburn, because that seems like a really good one. Like, Ali, I keep doing this thing. My girls
Carnivores
at
don't
home,
concuss.
Carnivores Don't Concuss. Yes. The girls are getting so sick of this. I do it all the time now. They're like, "Oh, I'm going to go take a nap." I'm like, "Carnivores don't nap." I like 20 times a day, no matter what they say, it's carnivores don't. Someone asked, what is Carrie's wife's name? Jen. Yes, Jen. Her face looks so much better already after only a few days of carnivore, like someone coming from a long sickness. Yeah, I agree. She was just today. I saw her, and I think it's the inflammation starting to go down, which happens pretty quickly on carnivore, which is just awesome and
It
motivating.
does. Your face changes instantly. It's like full of water and crap, and it just
I'm
like
so
shrinks.
excited for her because she's had so many little issues just creeping up again, like we were talking about earlier, that just these are normal. I'm like, these aren't normal, and I can see
Not
it so much
normal.
more clearly now.
We'll do a live stream called "These Things Are Not Normal."
Right.
All right, okay, so I'm still trying to look for.
Okay, while you're looking, here's Jennifer's idea. T-shirt
Okay.
idea: picture of a human with a gut and have it say plant bod, and then pic of a fit belly and say carnivore bod. Oh, nice. That's
I
awesome.
don't like to antagonize people, so I don't. I like it. I would totally
Right.
do it, but and I'm
Yeah.
sorry. And that's a great idea, Jen. I'm not even trying. Sorry.
You're just thinking of your mom, Alia. She's not gonna
I
like that shirt.
really am. I really am.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying though too. I'm trying to like I always say too, like if you're gonna eat vegetables only, more power to you if you're cutting out everything else, but it's not for me. And my thing is I don't know a lot of people that were able to maintain it, but everybody's different, so I always try to be careful. But yeah, that would be
But
funny.
it's a
I've seen
funny
some.
shirt.
It
It
would
is
be
a
funny
funny
for
shirt.
sure. I've seen that compassionate carnivore shirt. I don't have it on now because I have the Montello t-shirt, but it's fun wearing that thing. I've had so many people talk to me like, "Oh, what's that?" Then you start talking, and
Yeah.
it's always an interesting conversation. So
Yeah, it's a good conversation piece.
for sure.
Deep keto 8:29 p.m.
Okay. Oh, what happened to the guy who only eats raw beef? I
Who's
don't
that?
know.
I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know. I'm not sure on that one. I've had that question every now and then about eating raw meat. I've never tried it.
Deep keto 831. The carnivore, please give tickets for drinking coffee.
Nice.
Oh, okay. We did the face getting hot one.
Yeah, I just saw that one. Yep. So while we're looking, if you guys have a question and if we missed it, please just post it with a big Q. And then while Alia looks, I think we have another super chat here.
Yay.
We have the $100,000 from Alia, which is awesome. Thank you so much. Seriously though, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And then we have one from Northern Stitcher. Oxalates are the toxins in plants we eat. Oxalate dumping is a good thing. Sally Kay Norton is a nutritionist and been on many carnivore YouTube videos. Check her out. Yeah, I've heard of her. I think I've watched some of her stuff, but I should dedicate some time to that because oxalate dumping has been coming up in a lot of the live chats and comments recently. So
Um. Oh, good. Oh, wow. Hey,
Homesick Buckeye,
thanks.
$5. What up, fam? I'm a dirty carnivore working for me so far. Yes, sir. I talked to you the other day. I hope you're doing well. He's got his own system and it's working for him. And I'm really happy
Great.
for you. Enjoyed talking to you. And thank you for the super chat. That's awesome.
Rita Dempsey, 8:35 p.m.
There we go. Do you drink bone broth?
No.
I don't. When I first started, I tried some and I didn't really like it. And then Emma and I have been saving our bones to make up some bone broth, but we haven't done that in a while. I'm trying to get Jen to try it. The issue with Jen is obviously she was a vegetarian for 5 years, but she just has this horrible aversion to meat. She's been doing great for 9 days, but she's still struggling with it. So I'm like, maybe that's a bad idea. I don't know. Maybe that'll make the struggle worse. But I think she's going to start craving meat pretty soon. I think that's what happens on carnivore. After
It
you do it
does.
for a while, the switch turns over and you're like, wait,
Mhm.
give me more. So look forward to the day that happens.
Organic Ether, 8:38 p.m. About oxalate dumping.
There we go.
Uh,
Oh,
nope, that's a different one.
oh, sorry. There we go. I'm
Uh,
confused. Laugh out loud. Should I just push through and get oxalate dumping over with or eat something low in oxalate?
push through. Get it over with. I don't know if you're even going to experience it. Just push through.
Right. Yeah. I don't know anyone that has experienced it, but that's
I
not
don't
to
even
say.
know what the symptoms are.
Yeah. I think you get like a rash. You start getting a rash and things like that. But yeah, I don't
Oh,
know anyone that has. So I would push through. Um, all right. Scrolling. Oh, there we go. I create crafts. Hi guys. Hello. That's my wife, Jen. Hey, Jen.
oh, hi Jen. Can't wait to
So
talk to you too. Okay. Uh, Zercalio. Oh, I can't say that. 8:40 p.m. Zercal low four, low four.
all right.
Oh, it's not a
8:40.
question. It's like it is a question, but with an exclamation mark.
Okay.
Zer.
Oh, there we go. Uh, do you know if jalapenos are okay to eat?
Kenius, how are you gonna feel? I would say, how do you feel? And I would say, don't eat them for a while and then eat them and see how you feel. I love hot stuff. I just had I ate some salsa and it wasn't even very spicy and my back was inflamed today. So you just don't know how these things are going to be in your body. And I don't know if it was the salsa or something else, but yeah, there you go.
Right. And when people always ask that question, it's like, what are you doing carnivore? I guess it depends on your why, because some people
Yeah,
are doing it as an elimination diet because they have autoimmune disorders or things like that. And then in those cases,
right.
it'd be like, just eliminate everything and then try. But if that's not an issue for you, maybe bring some more things in. Um, yeah. So, Deep Keto said, yeah, put a Q in front of your question. That definitely helps if you can, or even the word
Yeah.
question in front of it.
Yeah, exactly. Same person at 8:41 is cow milk not allowed if you can find that. I would say no. Milk is for babies and it makes you fat. And that's why babies get, I mean, the correct size. I nursed two children, but milk is meant for babies. I know some people do drink milk, but I don't think so. I would say no. Did you see the question? Now that I've answered it.
And I saw another one on milk from Janet. I didn't see that. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Is milk not allowed? Yeah.
Yeah. I would say no. I would say it has a lot of sugar, whatever milk sugar's in it, and it's just it's meant to make babies fat, mammal babies fat, not
It
human adults.
Right, I agree, and it also I think there's a huge issue with people having intolerances to milk, and then, again, it
Right.
becomes normal, and they don't realize it. I think myself was included. Um,
Okay.
Stephen Andrews, Carrie, talk about your exercising. Also, how long before you could do your first pull-up? Impressive. Oh, thank you, appreciate it. The exercising, like I kinda mentioned earlier, I never exercised to lose weight. I only started exercising when I was down in weight and started feeling healthier, and I started having just this excess energy to burn off. In terms of the pull up, a year ago, I couldn't do a pull up if you gave me $1 million. I started, Emma actually helped me. She said they did this in school. We have these resistance bands. And so on the pull up bar, you'd wrap the resistance band around it and then put it under your knee, and it would basically assist you. And it made it way easier. So that's how I started easing into it. Otherwise, I couldn't do one from the start. And then I slowly reduced the resistance band until finally I got rid of it. And now I can just do a bunch of them. But every morning I'll go out, like I said earlier, do the little morning walk, let the chickens out, and we have this gazebo, and I'll do pull ups on there. I don't know if you guys saw the video where I fell the other day. That was pretty impressive. Really rang my bell pretty good, but I got to be more careful. Someone said to me, "Oh, that was just because you had bacon grease on your fingers. You slipped off of there and hit your head." I was like, "That's pretty awesome." I was like, "I'll forgive the bacon." So
That's
uh,
funny. Denise Parker, 843, another copy question. I
uh,
guess it's a question.
8:43.
Oh no, it's an answer. It's an answer. Sorry. 843. Jesus saves 1 core 15
There we
point.
go.
Yeah, there we go.
Will I lose weight if I keep berries, flavored, relight, and dairies?
I don't know. Everybody is different. I don't know.
Yep. Some
I
people do. Yeah,
wouldn't.
I would stall out, and for me, if I had any berries, I would get a sugar rush, and I would be eating a bunch of junk later, and I'd end up
Oh
binging, and
yeah.
it'd be all sorts of problems for me. And I also had issues with dairy, so I mean, some people do strict keto. Again, not being the carnivore police, some people do a strict ketogenic diet, and then you have a couple berries on there. Like usually, you try to not to have more than 20 carbs, and you have some dairy that way. Depends on what you're aiming for. A lot of people, like I said, do the carnivore because they want to eliminate stuff and see how they feel. Let's see.
Zach Ramsey. It doesn't have a question mark. It's at 843. Thoughts on kefir or kefir?
I don't know anything about that. I see this one often.
I give it to my kids sometimes when I think they need more probiotics. So it's like I drank it all the time as a kid, but I think it had sugar in it. My dad would get it. I don't have any thoughts on it. I don't do it. I don't do it.
Yeah,
I
someone
would do
else.
it. I would do it when I have IBS to try to help my IBS, and now I don't do it at all.
Got it. Christopher said it's fermented, so it diminishes the lactose content. I see. Okay. That sounds kind of like what is that? Like I was cooking with ghee before, and people
Kombucha.
are like, "There's the ghee's a little bit." People have issues with lactose. They're usually okay to tolerate ghee because it's clarified or whatever. But um,
Oh, all my stuff went away. We're looking for more questions. Let's see. Stephen Andrews, 846. It's not a question. Well, it says Q in front of it, but it doesn't look like it. Stephen Andrews.
oh, there we go. I eat ground beef raw all the time, up to a large burger-sized patty when I store meats after shopping. Wow.
Nice. And you don't
Yeah.
feel sick? That's awesome. Okay.
Yep.
um,
What's your all's thoughts on freshwater fish?
eat fish. That's what I say.
Yeah, go for it. Why not? I've eaten a lot of freshwater fish over my life. It's usually pretty good.
uh, what are chitterlings? Mick Death at 846. I eat chitterlings. What are chitterlings? That's my
Yeah,
question.
I'm not sure either. I think that's something from down south. I don't know.
Let's see. Let's see. Thomas 847.
There we go. Would you know how much fat you eat in a day? Oh,
Nope.
I'm not getting good. Every answer is like nope, nope, nope. Go ask Dr. Barry. I don't know. I I
Um, I know. Oh, I have an answer to this question. Okay, so if you've been doing carnivore for a while, let's back up. I never had the like carnivore diarrhea that Joe Rogan talks about because I already had diarrhea and it like corrected itself in a week. But so if you're already doing carnivore and you've passed the diarrhea phase and then eat fat until you feel nauseated or you have diarrhea, then it's too much. So cut it back a little bit. That's your answer of how
yes.
much you should eat in a day.
Dr. Chafee said that to me too the other day. It's totally right.
Yeah.
It's like your body talking to you again.
Hmm.
If you eat too much fat, you get diarrhea. If you kind of feel like you're constipated, which by the way, too, most of the time you're not constipated on carnivore. A
Right.
lot of people don't realize that. I had that fear on early. You just go way less because less waste in, less waste out. You're giving your body exactly what it needs, but that's a
Yeah,
good regulator.
exactly.
You got diarrhea, you're having
Exactly.
too much fat. I don't know though. I don't measure anything. I
Right.
try to get enough. If I eat a ribeye, I'm like, I'm good. If before I was doing lion, I would have, like I said, a strip steak or something. I'd do butter or some egg yolks just to try to get it up there to make up for it if I didn't eat a fatty cut of meat.
Yeah,
Someone else asked,
exactly.
does Jen have a good place for us to send her comments directly? I know she is early on, but you can really see a difference even in the way she speaks and her
Aw.
expressions. Oh, thank you so much. She's actually jumped on here now. So she has her own channel, I Create Crafts, but she's always posting her videos on Homestead How. That's both of our channels, even though I'm the one mainly on there. If you post a comment, she will read it. She has the comments go right to her phone. So just put Jen in front of it. And actually, a lot of the shorts she's been doing over the last couple of days, she's been commenting and answering on. There were a few today I gave a little thumbs up to just because she was out with the girls and gone. But if you just put Jen in front of it on her channel, she will definitely see it, and I'll make sure she does. She's been really appreciating all those comments too. It's really been helping her a lot. So
I will keep commenting.
yeah.
There is, remember somebody said a question about what happened to the raw meat person? So one
Oh,
person, affiliate shortcuts at 8:48, said he's talking about the Liver King, and then Cats R Us at 8:48 said they're talking about Joey Schwartz. So
oh,
Or Liver King, yeah. I
right.
don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened with either of those
Me
people.
neither.
I remember Liver King was going crazy. Someone was asking me about them at the triplets birthday party. I was like, I don't know what happened to that guy. I know that he was saying he wasn't on steroids, and then he got called out, and then he was clearly on steroids and lots of drama. I don't know.
um,
Oh, Jen has a question.
oh,
What if I'm not hungry? Should I force
don't
myself to
eat.
eat?
Don't eat when you're not hungry. Don't eat. Your body's telling you, don't eat. I'm not hungry.
Yeah, she's
And I
gonna
wish my
yell at me.
body would tell me that more.
I probably pushed her a little bit early on, but I was just like the first week, just make sure you're getting enough fat. She was scaring me a little bit on that, where she just have a couple eggs, but hey, it's working. And Jen, you're not having any headaches. Just listen to your body. If you start
Yeah,
feeling tired, fatigued, headache, then switch things up. But
right.
that's one of the cool things on carnivore that I noticed. I was, like I said, at my heaviest, I was 262. And when you first start, when you get into ketosis, your body is burning your fat for energy.
Yeah,
So you
exactly.
have body fat,
Exactly.
it's going to use that fuel up. It's going to make you skinnier, and then you're not going to be as hungry, which is just pretty awesome. It gets harder when you get down. The first 50 pounds is a lot easier to lose than the second 50 pounds. But
You have another super chat, and then I found three questions.
oh, awesome. Hanu's girl, $10. All the best with the documentary. Can't wait
Thank
for it to come
you.
out.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Oh my goodness. Really appreciate it. Thank you. I
Uh,
can't wait for it to come out. I'm so excited. Just a real quick teaser, guys. I've already edited and put together the most critical part of the documentary, which we're calling the hook, the first 5 minutes.
okay.
Um, it's like the documentary filmmaker, he was giving me some really good advice about the first section of it, and it's a really tricky thing because we don't want to just come out and be like, carnivore diet this, carnivore diet that, because we're going to scare the heck out of people. So easing
Right.
into it, and he's like, you got to have your own little personal story, and then you weave into the carnivore diet. And
Hmm.
so the personal story was some of the stuff I talked about earlier with Lily and her health issues that, in retrospect, I think were all nutrition related.
Hmm.
But I'm really excited to share it. So I'm going to show it. Jen hasn't watched it yet. There's actually, when Jen had to call 911 for Lily, I got the recording, and that's part of it. So the first couple
Oh,
of minutes,
wow.
it's pretty. I'm really happy with it. I showed it to Emma the other day, and I was like, just tell me the truth. If it sucks, tell me it sucks. And she's like, no, it's actually really pretty good. She's like, I'm surprised. I was like, oh, thanks.
I'm going to bawl
So
my eyes out.
yeah, it's
Kids going to hospitals is like the worst.
yeah. It's I think it'll hook people in pretty good. I'm so excited to share it with people. So I'm going to be sharing it with Chad on Thursday. I have a call with him, the documentary guy. And then yeah, we're jumping into the next sections. One of the things I'm thinking of doing next is asking people if they're interested in volunteering to help, because it's becoming a big project, and we have these distinct sections, as you can see up here.
Yeah.
You probably can't read any of those, but it's like
Nope.
obesity, mental health, type 2 diabetes, aging, all the major issues we want to cover. And I was thinking it'd be cool to have someone be like the owner of each of those to help me out, to help the whole thing out. I think it'll make the documentary better. And then, okay, like, who are the best candidates to be the examples for mental health, for example? And then what would be the ideal doctor because I want to have a doctor for each one of those. Like Dr.
Mm,
Chafee's might be
mhm,
IBS. If Dr. Barry wanted to participate, which would be amazing, maybe he's going to be like obesity or type 2 diabetes, for example. So
mhm.
anyhow, more to come on that. You said there's some
Great.
more.
Yeah, so, Mike Woodward, 8:49 PM.
There we go. Question. So if we can't afford steak, only hamburger, should we supplement with vitamins?
I'm gonna go back to, like, the liver thing again, like, eat liver. You could, but vitamins are not natural, they're super synthetic, and they're probably just gonna your body can't absorb and go through your system, so you're gonna waste money. So I would say up the liver while you need, and liver is cheap. You can
Mm,
find it cheap, or liver sausage.
for sure. Yep.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's other parts of the animal organ meats have vitamins in them. So there you go. Then that's what I say.
I agree. And you don't have to use too much. Dr. Chafee was talking about this, and it was so cool how he said it. He's like, imagine you shoot a deer and you take a deer down. You have a whole bunch of meat. You just have a little bit of the organ meat.
Mhm.
That's about the
Right.
proportion you'd want on a regular basis. It's um, all right. Here's another one. Did you have fatigue starting? Ali, what about
Mm.
you?
So interesting this question. So one day, the day that I started carnivore, one of my kids was sick, and then I was sick for a month. So I don't know if I had fatigue from carnivore or I was getting over whatever flu showed up in the house. So I don't know. You?
Um,
No, actually, exact opposite. I had so much more energy. Even with getting sick for a month, I had more energy.
yeah. I
Yeah.
had a little bit the first couple days, but it wasn't too bad. I'm not a good example because I've been in and out of keto so many times. So
Mm,
it was
mhm.
pretty fine for me. I know Jen's had a little bit, the first couple days. So, I always tell people like that first week, just try to spoil yourself, get some good steaks if you can work your schedule around. So maybe you can get a couple naps here or there to get through it.
Yeah.
Once you're through it though, it's gone forever. I just have tons of energy now and I'm never fatigued anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Usually I wake up at like 4:30 or 5, between 4:30 and 5, and I'm just awake when I'm ready to start my day.
Same thing. Yep. Never before. Could you imagine before? Never before.
I
I,
before I have a couple times tried to get up and I felt really bad. And I'm like, "No,
yeah,
I'm going back to sleep," even though I wanted to get up to do something. And like, no, but now it's just almost a daily occurrence.
right. Controversial question. Do you all think there's ever a place for clean carbs like sweet potato or rice?
Not in my diet. I'll just get fat and it'll
Right.
make me want to eat more.
Same here. These questions are always tricky too because it's like, well, what do you mean? If you're doing the carnivore diet, it's technically animal products, so you
Mhm.
go for it. That's like maybe on ketogenic diet or something like that.
But
Maybe a
it's
little bit
so
here and there.
little, like a spoon
Right.
of rice to keep it ketogenic, a bite of sweet potato.
Right. It's not even worth it. So
Yeah,
if you do, you're probably gonna get kicked out of ketosis if you have too
yeah.
much anyhow, and then you gotta start all over. That's the thing I always say. People are like, "You're so harsh about cheating, and you've never cheated and all that." I'm like, "It's just I have a highly addictive behavior, so if I cheat at
Me
all, I'll
too.
go completely off the rails." And
And
the
then
thing that
feel
I always keep in mind is I hear all these stories of people getting keto flu, and it's like, it can be hard to get into ketosis. Why am I gonna get
mhm,
out of ketosis for some sweet potatoes, and then it could take me a week and fatigue and tired and go all through all
back
that
pain.
again. Yeah, not worth it.
Okay,
Question, too much fat gives diarrhea. How to get enough calories?
we don't care about calories. That's about that. We don't care about calories. Nobody cares about calories. You just eat till you're full, comfortably stuffed. Too much fat gives diarrhea. Yep, just lower the fat a little
Yep. Yeah, that's the best thing about carnivore. It's so simple. I don't have to sit here
bit.
and measure anything. I don't need to use some stupid app. How many calories, carbs am I getting? No, just eat till you're full and you're good. Listen to your body. It'll tell you exactly what it
We
wants.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't count calories 100 years ago.
Right.
Or even maybe 50 years ago when food was still a little bit sane. Uh, you're finding questions and I have finding different questions. Okay.
What do you do when you are not hungry? Can eating less affect your weight loss?
Uh,
Um,
when you're not hungry, don't eat and you might lose weight. Yes, it's possible.
yep. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, again, just listen to your body. That's the best part about carnivore.
uh, HR at 850.
Oh, okay. I missed that one. HR. I know you've addressed this before, but constipation is a problem, and I've upped my magnesium and my probiotics, my cholesterol, but I'm still dealing with this after 6 months being a carnivore.
I'm curious if it really is constipation. I'm curious, like, does it hurt when you go poo? Like, sorry, does your stomach feel like you have like a big rock in there that you can't get out? Not your stomach, you know what I'm talking about. But if your Dr. Chafee says it's normal not to poop every day if you're on carnivore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say this, yeah, exact same thing. I've heard a lot of people say that they're constipated, and Dr. Chafee's like, "You're probably actually not constipated if you're just going less. Like, how often are you?" Now, if you have discomfort and you're like in a lot of pain, then maybe you are, and you need to look into it more. Uh, Dr. Chafee was talking about this before. He was saying, well, the first thing he was saying was, I can almost guarantee you're probably not getting enough fat. So try to make sure you're getting enough fat. But if you are indeed in pain and you're having issues, then that might be another thing. Uh, he even said, I was listening to him once, he's like, laxatives aren't great, but if you wanted to just like restart your system because you've been kind of messing up maybe and not getting enough fat for a while, just do it, clear the system out, and then start again and make sure that you get enough fat in your diet going forward. But yeah, I agree. I wonder if you actually are uh, constipated. I thought the same thing when I started. I'm like, wow, I'm barely going. It's like the frequency is way less than before. But then
right.
on the other hand, I'm like, I'm not in any discomfort whatsoever. I feel perfectly fine. I don't feel bloated or anything. So
Right. Like I said on the weekend, I ate some cheese, and the next morning I felt constipated just from eating a little bit of cheese.
yeah,
And I'm like, oh, it's so good that I can understand these things. Not question, but Zach Ramsey 851. Just a tidbit.
I
Oh,
started.
oh, a little bit. Two above it.
Oh, here we go. I didn't feel my best on carnivore until I started eating 2,200 calories minimum.
I don't even know how to count a calorie, so that's amazing.
Yeah.
But I guess it's enough. I guess people do learn how to do that. But so you're eating enough, so that's good. I'm glad you feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Let's see. If we missed your question, please just maybe repost it quick. The big
I'm
question next
looking.
week.
I'm looking down.
Oh, I think this is a new one. Yeah, here we go. It's another super chat. Thank you so
Oh
much.
wow.
Question for both of you from Joey Zajac. If you test super high LDL but HDL, triglycerides, and all other metabolic health markers are good, would you take statins if your doctor insists you start? I
No,
said no way to my doc.
I would not. I would not. I
I
have
wouldn't.
had hypothyroidism for 6 years, and I said no to the thyroid medications. So no.
I wouldn't either. In fact, I kind of fell for that. I was on statins for a while, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and then I did a lot more research into them. And then there's some more research that's come out recently. It's like they're negligible at best, and they're probably all sorts of side effects that they cause at worst. It's like, yeah, I would avoid that. I'm so happy on carnivore. I did a video a while back with all my pills I've taken over 10 years. I'm on nothing now. I'm on
Awesome.
zero medication now, and I feel the best I've ever felt in my entire life. And then
Oh.
another carnivore epiphany is like,
Uh-oh. Hello. No.
oh,
I
is it
heard you
back
for a
now?
second. Yeah, it's back.
That was really weird. I don't know what happened there. Batteries dying or something. Sorry about that. Anyhow, I'm not on any pills. I feel better than I have my entire life.
Yeah, it's awesome. When I was listening to your interview with Dave, I was getting teary-eyed about how you're getting off of all your SSRIs and those psych meds, and it's
Years
awesome.
and years. That was the worst thing too, because they're like, "Oh, you have horrible clinical suicidal depression. I'm sorry to hear that. Take this pill, but it's not going to work for 3 months." I'm like, that's the best we can do. And then, of
That's
course, 3 months went by
crazy.
and it did nothing. It just made me feel like a zombie, like emotionless. And then I did that for years because then they're like, well, the only thing we can do is up the dosage and wait 3 more months and see, up the dosage, wait 3 more months. And then they changed it to another one. So I basically tried every one and none of them did anything other than made me just feel like a zombie. I know Sean from
Terrible.
Intentional Carnivore had a kind of a, well, similar level of depression as well, but quite the opposite on carnivore. I don't have any
I
inkling
wouldn't
of
have
depression or
ever
anxiety.
guessed. If I would have just met you today, I would have been like, you were like the happiest dude. I would have
It's
never guessed.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's crazy too because I keep getting these comments from people and they're like, "You're so inspirational." I'm like, "Oh my god, if you had seen me like a year ago, this is polar opposite." But yeah, I feel so much better.
So that's a plug for this is why we're raising some money here for your documentary.
That's truly the main reason I decided to do the documentary was to help reach people that had depression like myself and Sean had because it's hard to explain to people, but it's such a dark, horrible place to be. I can't imagine. I don't ever want to be there again. And I know there's probably millions of people out there right now, and it's just growing as people keep eating more of this food that are having it. I think it has to
Right.
do with meat being demonized. We're not getting enough cholesterol, and then
Mhm.
our hormones are completely out of whack, and they're not balanced, and it's just being demonized more and more. And we're seeing more and more people with depression and anxiety. It's all making
Totally.
sense.
Sharon McCabe, 854.
Any ideas how to build bone density before scan, and how long do you think it takes to improve?
I don't know. We're great at this.
Right.
But someone did say on my channel a comment that your bones will get heavier. And I think I heard like people even Dr. Chafee maybe reversing osteoporosis by eating meat.
Yeah.
That's my input.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sharon. This is probably better questions for Dr. Barry or Chafee on their Q&A. I'm not a doctor either, but I've heard Dr. Chafee say the same thing, uh, that it takes a long time, but that bone density increases and becomes stronger, and even like there was a carnivore dentist I was listening to that was talking about like cavities getting reversed and your teeth, things like that too, which is just kind of mind blowing. But yeah, I'm sorry, I can't answer that one any better. That's my most popular comment, Alia, on my channel is I'm sure I'll say check out Dr. Barry's channel and ask him because not just on the QA, but it seems like he has a video for everything. I'm sure he probably has one. I think you're right. I think Anthony Chafee has one as well.
Sure. Yeah, today someone on my Facebook, because I did a post about my how I'm doing, and someone's like, "Can you explain to me exactly what you're doing?" And I'm like, "Please go to see Dr. Barry right now and find his videos. He
Right.
has a video about your question."
I say that I've said that, and I'm not even joking, hundreds of times I copy and paste. Check out Dr. Barry's Carnivore 101 and Carnivore Mistakes video because I'll have so many people, to your point earlier where you were saying, go research. I totally agree.
Yeah,
People will be on here and they'll be like, "Oh, this is great. You had these great results. I want to go buy steak." I'm like, "No, just go watch it's like a 15-minute video and it'll
yeah,
make a huge difference." And it's
yeah, exactly.
amazing that we have access to this free information. Andrea, is anyone getting dry skin specifically on their face?
I have not experienced that.
I haven't either. It seems like quite the opposite. I don't. My face feels better. I still have them, but I get these. I used to have these huge bags under my eyes, and I noticed in them. I did a video in the morning. People are like, "Your bags are back." I think maybe it's like dehydration or something because early in the morning it's bad, but then at the end of the day it's like they're completely gone again. But before I
Yeah.
had them all the time, so I noticed a
Oh,
lot of
me
people on
too.
carnivore too. It seems like their face, maybe it's the lack of inflammation, or it's kind of like when you see when someone's pregnant and they kind of glow like that. It seems like they have that on carnivore. I don't know. It's the
Yeah.
hormones
No,
balancing out or something.
I mean, I have makeup on, but I still have the bags. You can't see them right now, but no, and I don't think I have dry skin. My skin feels softer. That's what I noticed. That my skin is doing the opposite. It's just feeling better overall.
Yep. Wow, there's so many on here.
How many people do we got now?
348.
Wow, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Um,
I'm looking for more questions.
oh, here's one. And I hate wrapping this up. I'm gonna have to wrap this up soon because our movie's
Oh, yes.
almost over upstairs and the girls are up there alone. Just for a laugh, not related to carnivore. Can you say what a bubbler is? It's another
What is a
Wisconsinite thing. Alia, can you answer this one or no?
no, 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 no. I have no idea.
We have a lot of weird names for things here in Wisconsin. Yeah, there, don't you know? Uh, a,
Yes.
a bubbler is a water fountain, like in school where you go and you push the thing and the water comes out and
Oh,
you drink it. Not a water
that's
fountain
funny.
like a decoration, like one you drink water out of at school.
Yeah.
We used to call that a bubbler all the time. what we call soda pop. Did you ever hear that
Yes,
one?
yes, yeah,
Okay,
I'm
good.
totally down with the soda pop. And then I went to New York when I was like 16. I was asking for a soda pop, and they're like, "What are you talking
Oh,
about?"
you know, one other funny Wisconsin thing is, um, so we have these things that I don't know if they have them anymore, but they used to. I was all over Wisconsin. I think it was a regional thing. An ATM machine, but they were called Time. It's a Tyme. Did you ever
Oh,
hear those?
funny. No.
It was everywhere in Wisconsin. So you would always say like, "Oh, I got to go to the time machine and get my money out." And so we were where was I? I was at I don't know, I was somewhere and I asked someone, I was like, "Do you know where the time machine is?" And they looked at me like, "What the hell is this guy talking about?" This guy wants to time travel? What is going Oh, no, I was in
He's
Florida, that's what it was.
crazy.
Yeah, I
What
was
is
in
this
Florida,
crazy
I needed
dude?
to get some money out. I was like, "Where's the time machine?" And like, it's been a standard thing here in Wisconsin for decades. Everyone calls it a time machine. Time machines, bubblers, and pop.
That's awesome. Soda pop. I used to go, just as an aside, while we're scanning for a few more questions here. I used to go to Devil's Lake in the summer, and I had friends that their family had a house on Lake Geneva, so I was there
Oh,
all a lot.
oh,
And
man.
as a kid, you don't realize that these people must be super wealthy to have a house on Lake Geneva.
You just named, like, the 2 most beautiful lakes in Wisconsin. Those are the
Oh
best
man,
places to go.
Devil's Lake. Yeah, I went camping there as a kid.
Yep, us too. Right, when COVID was going on, we had a little camper and we went there, and it was so weird because there was, like, nobody there. We're,
Oh
like,
yeah.
sitting in the parking lot. Yeah, Devil's Lake is awesome. Lake Geneva too. Jen and I went there a while ago, and we went on a history tour at this, old house. It was, like, in original condition. It was really cool. Okay, I'm at 9:10. I thought we answered this one
I
already.
found an and I have one at 918, which we've
Okay.
talked about so far in this conversation.
Yep, okay, I'll find that one. Where did that go?
Question, how do you get enough calories if you can't eat much fat? I think you need to eat eggs, you need to eat bacon, you need to eat some butter, and you need to eat some beef. And then that has proper fat in it that should help you. So you can get enough fat. But you just eat till you're full and you don't worry about calories. But you make sure you eat enough. You got to eat until you're a little bit overstuffed. So it's the 918 one is Sultan C.
Got it. I have a friend who suffers terrible anxiety and is having an extremely hard time getting off her anxiety medication, benzos. Do you think the carnivore diet could help her?
Yes.
I do too. I'm always cautious about giving medical advice, talk to your doctor, whatever, but so many of the doctors have messed me up. I know it's helped many other people and myself being the anecdotal one, but as Dr. Jordan Peterson said, it's an anecdote until you hear it thousands and thousands of times. He's had so many comments, and that was one of the things that was really interesting with his testimony, being he's a clinical psychologist on Joe Rogan when he said he stopped his antidepressants. And I think he was on anxiety medicine also, but I
Yeah.
have zero anxiety on carnivore. It's amazing. I would never be doing this or talking to Anthony Chafee or any of this stuff. It's literally, I'm not exaggerating when saying zero. The other day, we had a free movie at the movie theater coming out on a Wednesday, and I wanted to promote it as church was paying for it. So I walked out in front of 150 people. I was like, "Hey guys, attention everyone!" And I told them about the free movie coming up. I never would have done that in a million years. And afterwards, Emma was like, "Wow, that was kind of crazy." Like I was like, "It's
Aw.
just I have zero anxiety anymore." And it's life changing. It's so much better. I'm meeting so many people I wouldn't have met otherwise. I wouldn't be talking to Alia right now if I legitimately wouldn't have. I wouldn't be doing any of this. I would have been like,
Oh.
maybe I can just do my own little YouTube thing without talking to other people or getting on phone calls. I used to hate phone calls, but
Oh, I still hate phone calls, but this is way better.
yeah, this is
At
fun,
least I can see you and talk to you.
right? Uh,
I, let's see. Someone Nathan Smith at 921. What soda pop elsewhere? Coke. I think they call
right.
it Coke
Yeah, a lot of people call any
soda.
type of soda Coke. You got a
Yeah,
Coke?
yeah. Let's see. Uh, JM Sweets 921. Where are you in Wisconsin?
I am in central Wisconsin, Montello. Our movie theater is the world famous Montello Theater, which is about a half an hour northeast of Madison.
Oh, okay.
Little town of 1,400. We have one stoplight. Uh, yeah.
There's another Coke question. Nathan Smith 923. What do you want? What if you want a different soda, not Coke? Well, in carnivore, you're not drinking Coke.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be. I
Next
drink.
question.
I drink. This is just water, but this is water usually with nothing else. Oh, it has some sodium in it and sparkles. What do you call sparkles? Bubbles. It's just
Bubbles.
bubbles. Carbonated water. Thanks. My husband's over here. He's like carbonated water.
Awesome.
I
Hey, I
forget
think we
my
got to
English.
the,
He's
I think,
reminding me of my English. I forget English sometimes.
right. Oh, okay. I think we got one more question. I got to the bottom though. Yeah, and I got to wrap it up because that movie's almost over. How did it get
Okay.
named Montello? I think Montello is it's something like hill by the water. I think that's what it means. And there's lots of water here. There's lots of little lakes all
Uh,
around. So it's kind of cool. Like right across the street from the theater is Waterfall Park, and it used to be a granite quarry for years and years. And when they built Grant's tomb, which was like this big multi-million-dollar thing, they looked all over the country. They tested 200 different types of granite. They picked Montello Quarry right across the street. And so President Grant's tomb, which is the biggest like burial place of any president, any individual in the United States, is in New York, is made with granite from right across the street. And it's also right in these walls right here. We have the same granite as Grant's tomb. So it's kind of cool. We do a history tour here at the theater. So I could talk about history forever, but yeah, it's a cool little town. We moved here 8 years ago and just fell in love with it, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. But
that's awesome. You have another super chat.
oh, thank you. I'm gonna miss that one.
Last call for super chats. Last call
Yeah,
for super
last call.
chats.
Oh, this
Before
one.
Mission Impossible's over.
Oh, there's a couple. Oh, I missed two here. Oh, it's the same person.
Oh,
This is for Alia and her awesome
oh,
fundraising
thank
energy.
you.
Not carnivore. Do you have any pets?
I want a dog or a baby, and negotiations are happening with my husband. We have a turtle.
Awesome. My wife.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. And thank you, Bella Brat, for you. You're so sweet. I will come to San Diego someday and see you.
Okay.
I don't know when, but I will. Okay.
Oh, my audio went out again. Okay. Sorry.
At least you're here. At least you're back.
Yeah, if it goes, thank you everyone. I really appreciate it. I got to end here in a minute anyhow, but one more super chat. This is for Jen. Congrats and keep on
Aw,
going.
you're so
Also,
sweet.
I think you missed my previous super chat. I think we just got it now. This one here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both of
No,
them.
don't. I have a turtle. No, it's really my husband and my kid's turtle. I just look at
Jen
it.
you got to talk to Jen Alia. That's her favorite animal. We have a whole bunch of shorts of her rescuing turtles out of the road, and she's a
Oh
snapping
my
turtle
God.
she did the other day. It was pretty exciting watching that. I was hiding and cowering in the car with the camera. Pretty fun.
I do want to talk to Jen. I do want to talk to Lily, actually.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I
Yeah.
really appreciate that. Lily would love to talk more about the endometriosis stuff for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
All right. This
All
has
right,
been
last
so much
call.
fun.
Last call. I wonder what her grand total is. Can we do that rapidly?
Yeah, I wish it would show. I don't know. You have to like add it up.
I
This
don't
has
know. I
been
can't
one
even
of the
find
much
it.
larger ones for sure.
Oh,
Probably
awesome.
the
I'm so
biggest
happy
one,
about
especially
that.
with your $100,000 donation. That definitely put this up and over. I'm gonna be able to get Steven Spielberg to direct this thing now. This is gonna be great. This has been this
Everyone's
has
like
been
freaking
awesome.
out about that. That's so funny. I'm so sorry.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you're
Yeah,
welcome.
thank you, everyone. This has been great. Really
Yeah,
good
it's awesome.
questions.
Can I put a plug in? Come
Yes,
subscribe to
please
my
do.
channel, please. Please come
Yes.
subscribe.
Check out Alia's channel. It's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
I am so far behind, but I've been watching it. I watched your video with Carnivore Kip, which was awesome. It was
He's
really
so
hilarious
cool.
because you were talking about menstrual cycles, and he was like, "Oh, I have that problem too." It was pretty
Like,
funny.
you should check that out.
Yeah, yeah, you got some really good stuff going. It's exciting. So
Thank
check out
you.
Alia's channel for sure.
It has
And
my face. There's a couple Ollie Welses who just find my face. I didn't want to put carnivore in it because, like, what if I do end up eating vegetables again, or at least like a pickle or something? And I didn't
right,
want to.
you can't now. You're forced. You're carnivore for life now.
Yeah,
Your only other option at this point is switching over to lion diet.
I'm. Yeah, it's that coffee. I will figure that out. I will
Yeah,
figure this out. At least maybe just reduce it. But I love coffee so much.
right. Awesome. Well,
Lion
thank you
diet.
so
Yeah.
much, Ali. This has been great. Thank you, everyone, for all the super chats. This is
Thank you.
amazing.
Zach
You've brought us
Grancy.
a lot closer on the Carnivore Diet movie for sure.
Oh, awesome.
And if anyone's still
Again.
interested, like if you want to participate too, not just donate, just go to Carnivore Diet Movie. You can register if you want to participate and share your story. If you can't donate, if you just share it on Facebook, carnivoredietmovie.com, that helps a bunch as well. So thank you, everyone, so much. Really appreciate it. Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.